Hello. Did I remember to bring the dog in? Oh yeah, he's probably inside. It's fine. Serapha is downloading the Apex leggings. Alright, how's everyone doing? Are we ready to conclude the story? Well, I guess there is a potential conclusion here if we fucking die. Apparently there's a true death capability here. But is anyone ready to continue with the life and suffering of Sir Brante? I'm less invested in it now, since they killed my character narrative I was building, so you guys are gonna make all the decisions today. Apex leggings? I can see it. Forget that people get video downgrades when they're downloading something. Yeah. Such is the way of things. Gig service rocks? I got gig service, but downloading things still tends to... Well, I guess it depends where and if they have a download cap, but... Like, if I'm downloading through Steam, that shit still crunches the network, even with gig. But I have it uncapped and unrestricted. Something has been laughing at you in Minecraft, and when you said hello, that scared the crap out of you. I have that effect on people. Here's what maximum speed, and stream 1 speed too. True. And should you go up or down? I don't know. It's, it won't hear. Here's what we're doing. Is it gonna, am I gonna have to fight with it? Am I gonna fight you, Brant? I will fight you, there you go. Took a second to hook in there, but we got it. It's this. It's a book about reading about stuff and then making decisions based on what you read. And then probably, possibly, hopefully, maybe not dying. Alright, here we go. Let's continue. Your update is gonna take all night. Sanj. So last time we played, we had a turn of events that made no sense in any capacity, so we're in kind of a weird path right now. We kind of got railroaded into some weird shit. So, you guys have fun with it. You guys get to choose whatever the fuck you want now. My story died. It's time for you guys to build a new story out of the ashes. Butterball is back. Ask if that DD mod was a one-off video, or are you gonna play more at some point? I already have. Video went up last night, video number 2. I've played it twice so far. We played on Sundays for now, and maybe we can find another place for it during the week. What was your story, Joe? It's too complex to just recap, but basically we were forced into a decision that just didn't fit our character in pretty much any capacity. At all. And honestly, didn't even really fit the established game lore either. It was just a really dumb fucking decision and we had no other choice. Because of some weird requirements on the other options, so... Anyway. The priest one? The one where we went to apprehend the witch slash abbey person. The holy witch, basically. We chose to burn her alive instead of any of the other options, which was strange, to say the least, and completely destroyed our character narrative that we had built. So, you know, you guys are gonna have fun with it today. Do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not influencing the votes at all. So this is our recap. No more heroes, torchless, deathless run. God. Anyway, here's our recap of the last couple of events. It's been several months since Jean was rescued from the insurgents. You learn that the mage hunted by the secret chancellery was a rebel. A member of a clandestine society who took refuge in a local parish, Father Ulrich took it upon himself to personally interrogate the abbot of the parish. The priest confessed to the crime. He even confirmed that Patriarch Cassius was involved. According to the abbot, he accepted the mage as an acolyte at the parish after the Patriarch vouched for him personally. However, you are aware of the methods Father Ulrich employs to extract his confessions. The abbot's words may be far from truth. You cannot help but suspect that Ulrich made the abbot lay all the blame on Cassius for his own mysterious reasons. You out for anything naughty, okay? Jean, on the other hand, is more eager than ever to believe that the Patriarch is guilty. She did get her ass kicked, makes sense. We must put Cassius on trial before the new sacred conclave. The Patriarch stands before the twins, and they will judge our entire flock based on him. If the newly chosen Patriarch is a heretic, who knows what blasphemous obscenities he will utter in their presence. The evidence you have is not enough to bring the Patriarch to trial. However, Ulrich intends to use your information to destroy Cassius's public image and his support among the clergy. Your sacred mission is looking more and more like a dirty political game, and you find this sickening. Desperate for a change of scenery, you seek solace in a walk through the familiar alleyways of Enazan. You notice something different. An unusual number of people on the streets of Enazat are armed. Not just nobles, even commoners have defied their lot by carrying small hatchets and clubs tucked in their belts. Father spoke of this at the dinner table last night. The city's gendarmes are unable to maintain order on the streets. The commoner members of the Lesser Quorum are calling for the common folk to fight for their rights, while the nobles are mired in the ongoing struggle between Archduke Tarquinius Milanitis and Imperial Overseer Gaius Tempus. You feel uneasy. People are beginning to change, Asatius' vision of the lots. Too many now reject the divine law that brought order to the Empire by shackling its subjects' destinies to the lots. The Empire is changing, and you cannot help but feel a sense of foreboding, as though some dreadful world-shaking event is about to take place. You do not remember... Tree! Big tree! You do not remember how your legs guided you to the silver tree. As always, a profound sense of tranquility descends upon you. You close your eyes and whisper words of gratitude. As you pray, you hear a loud voice in the distance. A monk you have never met is preaching. The most sorrowful thing that happened when the twins descended on our world was their deaths on opposite shores of the River Eterna. The elder was torn apart by the mob. Whether from love, madness, or some other purpose, we do not know. At that very moment, the younger disappeared as well, gone in a flash of light. And so a brief but terrible time of troubles began. The people were lost, unsure of what to do. The twins had told them of the peak and the foot of the shining pillar. But before they could tell the people how to reach the peak and meet them in the hereafter, they were gone. 12 years passed. Between the day the twins died and the day Asatius, beloved disciple of the Elder, described the twins as will, love, and law in his first book. And then, 2 years later, Asatius received his second revelation, and thus the second book was written. In this book, the prophet taught us how to live a righteous life and earn a place at the peak of the shining pillar in the hereafter. And all the faithful found peace at last. With this understanding, the three dots came to be. You linger for a moment to listen to the sermon before moving on. You see few armed men in the slums, and almost no gendarmes. Enazat still seems so peaceful here, just like in the days of your youth. Men and women pass by on the narrow streets, busy with their lives. You hear children's voices in the yards. Two boys are pushing at each other by a fence. They're almost the same height, and both are thin with light brown hair. One of them shouts at the other, "Don't do that! Mom's gonna punish us! She told us to stop!" His voice echoes in your head. The world around you ripples and quivers, and a dramatic piano plays. The colors grow more vivid for a moment, then instantly turn pale. Everything is getting brighter and brighter. There is light coming from the silver tree. It fills the slums. It hurts to look at. A brilliant flash blinds you. The light drowns out everything. You see a crowd of people. Their faces are blurred and inscrutable, like faded old paintings. They are listening to a man's silhouette standing before them. You cannot hear his words, but you can feel the love emanating from him. It washes over everyone like a wave of warmth. He is the wise teacher offering guidance to his disciples. A dagger? It sounded like a sheath. A peasant crawls up to the teacher on his hands and knees. He is harnessed to a plow. His reaches out in a desperate plea. He reaches out in a desperate plea. And the teacher removes the peasant's harness. He helps him to his feet and hands him a sword. And in this act, there is love. You have felt this sensation only once before. You cannot remember when. It is unquestionable, endless, absolute. The softest touch, like a hand wiping the tears from a child's face. The next moment, another silhouette appears beside the first. Your heart skips a beat. Crime is always followed by punishment, inevitable, merciless retribution. The judge's sentence. This is right. This is how it must be. The judge is here, and he craves justice. The law is one, the same for all. The teacher is alone. His audience disappears, dissolving like shadows. The judge approaches, and the teacher steps toward him, his arms open in an embrace. The judge's sword suddenly rises to meet him. The image freezes before you. Both silhouettes disappear in the light of the silver tree. The sentence has been rendered, the lot fulfilled. And then you are surrounded by the slums of Venice once again. The encircled cross of the twins feels hot against your chest, burning your skin even through your cassock. Your breath is ragged, the blood pounding in your temples. You have just experienced an inexplicable revelation, a vision given to those seeking answers, those such as Prophet Isaicius. And this revelation is bursting out of you. It must be interpreted correctly. Alright, well, no options here, I guess. All my stats are too low. My eloquence is too low. And I didn't do the Latari ritual. Okay, well, let's go home. No interpretations required. You go to your family. They are more dear to you than anyone else in the world, and you want to share this revelation with them. Jesus. It takes you more than an hour to reach your home. In Anazont, the sun lingers for a long time in the heavens, but when the sky grows dark, dusk falls suddenly. You reach the doorstep of your family home. Light shines from the windows. Augustin Elborn, Stefan's uncle and the prefect of Magra, was supposed to visit your family today. The house is full of guests, many of them nobles. They are all Stefan's friends, eager to make the acquaintance of one of the movers and shakers of Magra. Being railroaded feels like pretty much, yes. It's unfortunate. We have our stats are too balanced, so there's a lot of decisions we just don't get to make. Because we ended up with very balanced stats, but nothing that really excels. Your vision struggles within you, demanding to be told. You tremble feverishly. You hurry to the center of the room and raise a hand, calling for the guests' attention. Everyone turns to you, curious. And you relay your vision to them. Everything goes wrong from the very beginning. Your description is too long, too convoluted. The image felt so vivid in your mind, but it fades and blurs and loses meaning as you try to put it into words. You try to recover by quoting the sacred scriptures, a classic rhetorical trick, but it only makes things worse. The passages you quote are too well known, too familiar. They feel jarring and stale at this particular moment. Despair overcomes you. They can hear you, but they are unable to listen. The twins told you the truth, but the mortal mind cannot grasp it. The mortal tongue cannot speak it. Overcome with the suffering born of this realization, you cut yourself off in mid-sentence. Did I understand you correctly, brother? You saw the elder taking away the people's lots that didn't suit them, and giving them the lots they wanted? I mean, technically, yes, that is what we saw. Who even gave you permission to speak at a noble gathering, and to spout such utter nonsense, no less? If there's anything I gleaned from my brother's words, it's that the younger's righteous fury will be quick to find anyone who dares reject the lots. Tell me, brother, is this true? Interestingly, that's kind of what happened. Huh. I don't think the twins are in complete agreement. I think there's a schism between the twins. Because the elder definitely changed the lot of the guy, as the lot did not suit him. And the elder, the younger definitely killed him. With his sword. Judgment. So, I don't think the schism between faith is old religion and new religion just. I think the schism goes all the way to the top. The two big guys are fighting it out, too. I don't think they agree. Interesting. At least if that vision's anything to go by. Very interesting. Now you're arguing over these matters too, just like the Patriarchs of the Faith. But as far as I know, not even they have made a final decision about the teachings of the late Patriarch Photis. So I'm quite confident the truth will not be so easily found. Robert, what do you think?
The lots have always been the cornerstone of our faith, but Father Leonard says that Isacius found only one path to serve the twins. Now there are other paths that one must seek alone. It's a lot to think about.
Nathan, if you ask me, I don't even think it's worth it anymore. Eternal bliss after you die for good isn't even worth the suffering it costs us to serve the twins in this world.
Nathan, what are you saying? How dare you speak such blasphemy in your father's house?
As the hosts and the main guests start to argue, younger nobles join in. Quiet voices grow into loud shouts. Everyone wants to have a word and no one wants to listen. It's like Thanksgiving! You can only watch in terror as anger contorts their faces. This is not what you wanted at all, but your revelation only showed them what they each wanted to see. What was supposed to be a quiet evening has become a public scandal. You see this as an ill omen, for the Empire and for the entire world. You squeeze past the shouting guests and family members and rush to your room. Your cheeks are burning. You spend several hours kneeling before the images of the twins. It is not a prayer, so much as a frank conversation with them, like those you had as a little boy. You swear to the twins to learn a lesson from your mistake. The clarity of your revelation must not be stained by the imperfections of your own words. If they ever deign to give you another chance, you will not make the same mistake again. You swear to the twins, and to yourself, to read once again the text of every prophecy, the interpretation of every vision ever recorded, everything you can find on the subject, and then maybe, just maybe, you will be able to put your revelation into words with clarity, just like Isacius did. Our reputation just went down, our unity just went down. Well, ouch. Everything's falling apart. Our eloquence somehow went up. Amazing. A little late, but yeah, better late than never, I guess. That's a tough one. Chad, I think we're heading directly for true death in this chapter. I don't think we're going to see the last chapter. Everything's just going wrong all at once. The illegitimate girl. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Condition met. Gloria doesn't hate us. And, the secret plot. Okay. Alright. The illegitimate girl. Your home is quiet tonight. Father is away, arbitrating disputes in Magarin villages. Stefan is visiting one of his high-placed patrons. After a dinner spent in silence, everyone retreats to their chambers. You're about to retire for the night when Gloria calls out to you. Butterball, wait a minute. I have an important favor to ask you. Your sister leads you to her longtime refuge, the library. Here in the shadows between the bookcases, you will not be overheard. Brother, I wish to speak with you before Stefan returns. His scheming is becoming unbearable. It's beyond Sir Robert's power to stop him, let alone Mother or Nathan. You're my only hope. You shrug. All families argue from time to time, but every quarrel has to end sooner or later. Yes, it will end, when Stefan finally gets rid of me. As far as he's concerned, I'm just a stumbling block, and a stain on his father's good name. He lets me stay in the house only to avoid causing a scandal in high society, but as soon as the Brants get his precious nobility of the sword, I'll be out on the streets in the blink of an eye. Butterball, you don't want for me to get kicked out of the family, do you? Please help me. I need to convince Sir Robert to adopt me and make me legitimate. After that, it won't be so easy for Stefan to dispose of me. And then I won't bear the stigma of being a bastard anymore. I know Sir Robert would agree, if only by virtue of the love he has for our mother. But Stefan is standing in his way. Tell me, will you help me? An illegitimate child who has never known her father. A stranger in the family. Gloria looks at you with hopeful, pleading eyes. Alright, we have our first actual decision that we can make. Help Gloria or refuse Gloria. So this is basically a Gloria versus Stefan situation. One, we do have a long history of helping Gloria, but at the same time, the story fucked itself, so whatever. Choose what you want. One or two, what do you want to see? I wonder if... I almost feel like in this path, I feel like Stefan is going to be our path to true death. I think Stefan just up and murders us at some point. 1, 2. I have a distinct feeling that's how you get your true death in this chapter. 1, 1. One's take it. We will help Gloria. You promise your sister that you will side with her. You give Gloria a firm embrace. Ever since you were a child, she has always been by your side. The two of you may have different fathers, but she is your sister, and she must remain a member of this family. It is your duty to come to her aid. You will make sure Gloria becomes a Brant. Gloria lets out a sigh of relief and hugs you back. It makes me so happy to know you're on my side. It's not about sides, damn it, it's about family. Once you're in, you kiss and make up. Or I'll shank Stefan. I don't know. I'm probably going to end up killing him at some point, or he's going to kill me. I feel like that's just where we're going. How many deaths do you have now? We've only died twice. We didn't die during our education, and we haven't died in peacetime yet. But this path does have a true death ending. Where is it? Can we see that stuff? True death is a possible path for this. My guess is if you fail to reach any of these, true death is the only option left. And so far it looks like we're not going to hit any of these. So, I don't think we're going to see the last chapter, personally, but maybe, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. You feel there needs to be a third option, which is super chaotic. Sometimes there are, which is how we ended up in this mess, where our character got kind of flipped upside down. We only had one choice we could make, and it was the super chaotic choice of randomly burning a witch without giving her a trial. And even then, actually, no, there was nothing but illegality in what we did. Because unless she actively... No, even if she actively hurts somebody, they still collar them and send them to the house of servitude. What was it called? The house of something? The house of service or something? I don't know. So that was about as chaotic a choice as you can get. We got railroaded right into it. Alright, you wait for Stefan to come home. Your brother returns from his visit mirthful and in high spirits. This is the perfect moment to have a talk. Oh, boy. He's in good spirits. Let's dash those against the rocks. Like a salt-free seasoning.
That went splendidly, brother. Magistrate L. Vernon himself will support us. I'm on a friendly footing with his son now. It won't be long before we become nobles of the sword. But why are you still up?
You raise the matter of your sister. The feud between Stefan and Gloria must end. Your brother seems to be unaware of how much damage it is inflicting on the family. Salem, Massachusetts, pretty much. But you know how to remedy it. The reason for everything is Gloria's lowly station. She should bear the Brant name. This is, get ready for table flipping and shouting. You can do it if you try. Well, we'll see. Your brother assumes aboard mine.
Don't waste your time, brother. I know what Glory is after. You mentioned damage to the family. Can you even fathom what this would mean for the Brante name? By allowing an illegitimate child into his family, our father would cover us all with an indelible shame. Several generations of Brantes to come would not even dare to dream of becoming nobles of the sword. By the twin gods, I will not let that happen. You attempt to point out to Stefan that Gloria's desperate situation is leading her to more and more audacious escapades. If your sister becomes a member of this family, she'll stop. Believe me, Butterball, I want to see Gloria at peace as much as you do, but not at the cost of our entire family's future. Absolutely not. I have a different idea for Gloria, and I'm sure this solution will satisfy everyone involved. Good night.
Oh, that's not good. You let your sister know of Stefan's vehement denial. Gloria is so vexed she is shaking. So he wouldn't even hear us out. Is that it? He's willing to do anything just to drive me out, isn't he? Butterball, we need to think of something. Gloria will continue her battle for the right to stay with the family, and you have promised to help her. Okie dokie. Secret plot. Sweet. We have a secret plot to keep Gloria in the family. I don't feel like that should be a secret plot. Okay, fair enough. I don't even think it's that secret. We told the person we're doing it against. He knows. There's nothing secret about it. Plot, maybe. A confession. A servant wakes you up in the middle of the night. There's a visitor, a champion of faith with an urgent note. You unfold the scrap of paper. Meet me at the Silver Tree. It is urgent. Jean. Oh. She would not summon you so late unless it were truly important. Something has happened. Is Jean in danger? The shining pillar is particularly bright tonight. Its light merging with the glow of the Silver Tree. Jean is not by the temple door. She is a bit further away in the square. She greets you and leads you under one of the tree's enormous roots. It is twisted and bent, forming a peculiar kind of grotto. Butterball, there is something I must tell you. You are the only person I can bare my soul to. Under the Silver Tree, no one can ever tell a lie. I will be completely honest with you. Please offer me your guidance. Or, if I am to suffer for all eternity in the hereafter, then tell me this too. Slowly you nod in return. The Silver Tree's tranquility fills you. The woman who stands before you is not an inquisitor right now. At this moment, she is a human, a person, with all of her weaknesses and mistakes, and inner conflicts. Of course you tell her you would be glad to offer her guidance. Jean sighs heavily. She is terrified, but her resolve is stronger than her fear. The twins are law and will and love. Okay, Jesus, even when she's burying her souls, it's law, love, will, ever. Calm down, Jean, spit it out. This is what we tell everyone who comes to us for help. This is what we say so many times a day in prayer. Their law is clear to me, and I can feel their will everywhere, but what do I do about love? How am I supposed to tell their love from the worldly love that no priests are ever allowed to feel? Do you remember when we first met? It was here, a lifetime ago. We both belonged to the common lot back then, and I completely ignored your ass and went up and hugged a tree, so what's your point? I took your hand in mine. I wanted to keep you safe at the temple, safe from the corrupting teachings of Fotis. And then, it's when it all began. I can still remember how you blushed. Wait, did I? Wasn't I entranced by the tree? I don't remember blushing. All my life, service to the twins has been my only truth. I've known my path and the sacrifices I had to make ever since I was a little girl. I'll never be a wife or a mother. I'll never live a life of pleasure. I've been given the gift of truth. I am the one who must bring their word into the world. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Pretty much. But you, every day I spend with you is agony. I think I'm delightful. Fuck you. I'm an absolute delight. I've gone astray. The light of the twins used to be my beacon, but you're blocking it out. This is wrong. I've prayed to the twins again and again to set me free from this emotion. I've tried so hard to purge the thoughts of you from my mind. Tried to see you as a test they have sent me. But I can't. You are my sin, my torture, my love. I cannot hide from this. What? Well, I'm getting very mixed signals here. Am I agony or am I love? Show me the way, please. You're the only one who can do this, and no one else. Jean's hazel eyes are full of tears. The branches of the silver tree glow softly above you. She is right. There is no hiding from love. You cannot resist... The fuck? What the fuck? This is coming out of nowhere. Should you even try, this is a place of honesty. And this love, it fills you both? Really? Does it? Does it really, though? Does it fill us both, huh? Is that... It does it? It asks no questions as it guides you toward one another with great certainty. If she's a masochist, you're both. Yeah, what do you do when you're both masochists? How does that work? It's a terrible relationship. It can't work, Jean. You take a step closer to Jean. Your heart is beating so hard it feels as though your ribs are about to break. Then, awkward, uncertain, but utterly sincere, a kiss. For one moment, Jean is paralyzed in your arms. Then she responds with passion, with all the love she has professed. This feeling, this emotion, so sincere, so strong. It is a gift from the twins. Is it? This touch feels so unfamiliar to you, so frightening to her. Your bodies have never known it before, bound and shackled by years of taboo. But right now, you are both guided by something more than attraction and lust. This is love, profound and absolute, that which only they may give. With a sense of awe, you remove the veil from her head. Her hair, it has been so long, you forgot what color it was. It is blonde. Wait, wasn't it? No. The Photis disciple was the red-haired one back at the tree. Right. I don't think they've ever actually disclosed that information to us. We didn't know her hair color, did we? She's always got that damn thing on. It is blonde and it shines like a halo in the silver tree's glow. Now you have a kinky nun. I've seen her torture people. I already knew that. Jean moves away from you. Her fingers caress your neck. You cover her palms and wrists with kisses and undo the buttons and belt on her clothing. The fallen leaves are soft, like the softest bed, as you layered. Aren't we in public? Aren't we at the root of the trees in the slums? No, exhibitionists. Alright, check that box. You cross a line you must not cross, but the power of divine love is irresistible. Well, that's very fucking ballsy. Divine love, huh? That's a very confident statement, considering I'm pretty sure... I'm just saying, it's ballsy. There are no more secrets between you. This sounds like a bad fanfic, doesn't it? This went weird fast. Oh, well, you know. You close your eyes. Sight is only a distraction now. You find her lips blindly. You share in her passion. Sight is only a distraction now. Jesus. You share in her passion, relish her tenderness, and put her fears to rest. And she responds to you in kind, in perfect unison. All is just as it should be. Warmth spreads through your bodies like a roaring fireplace on a rainy autumn day. Like a long conversation with those you hold most dear. Honesty and awe. You have never felt so alive. This is more than mere intimacy. So much more. It is stronger than both of you. They're just really hammering that point home. Not the only thing being hammered home right now, but still. It doesn't count if it's in the butt. Is that it? Is that the rule? Alright, I'll go inform the seminary that's how that works. Really glad no one else is home, because you'd be getting some looks right now. Wonder if he found the right ones. They didn't quite get that specific. Time has been shattered. Minutes pass, hours, or perhaps just seconds. Together you seem to share a furtive glance at an entire life you never lived. You lie down by her side, out of breath. Jean nestles closer to you. Her fingers trace the contours of your chest as you stroke her hair, while the entire audience fucking watches because you did this out in one of the most populated areas in town. There's a homeless guy staring at you right now! Not the freakiest thing he's seen tonight, even. He's seen some shit. He just wants to sleep. When the sunrise finds you, it catches you by surprise. Oh, good, now we do have an audience. Because we're like right outside of the temple, too, which is the busiest place in town. Jean's body is illuminated by the sun. She blushes and turns away. You fumble for your clothes, averting your gaze and trying in vain to hide your physical and spiritual nudity. My spirit's on full display. Oh no. You do not look at each other until your bodies are clothed again. Well, that's an awkward next day after. Jesus. We can't deny this. We can't pretend it didn't happen. Oh, good, we have no fucking choice. But what do we do now? Great. Hello, railroading. What are the requirements? Jean must be zealous, for it was a mistake. She's not. Jean must be wavering. She was. Why is she not wavering now? Wait. Wasn't she already wavering? I could have swore she was. I guess that was before she got her ass kicked in the sewers. Maybe she's not wavering anymore. Jean must be higher than 3, and eloquence must be greater than 14. Okay. Alright, cool. This is a test! And, Jean must be zealous. Okay. Well, it was an illusion. The silver tree filled you both with love, but now the illusion is gone. Oh. Check her status. What is her status? Steadfast in faith. Oh, yeah, that trip to the sewers where she got her ass kicked. That really solidified her. Yeah. You needed a rail or better to get her wavering. I guess so. Should have had oysters or something. I think you needed a nat 20. I'm pretty sure this was a nat 1 here. The kid won't be an illusion. True. That's going to be an awkward one to explain, the illusory kid running around town. Alright, well. Guess it was an illusion, it didn't really happen. What happened was not your will, it was the will of the silver tree. It fills you with a craving for a love you have never known. But the law of the faith cannot be altered. For priests, physical love and the union of the flesh are forbidden. Oh, we're in complete fucking denial. Jean looks downward, you are both silent. A hum of morning life fills the slums around the tree. A thought surprises you. There were so many people around. It feels awkward. Yeah, there were so many people. Yep. When Jean can finally look at you again, her eyes are glistening with tears. Yep. You're right. It was just an illusion. What we did is forbidden. I have to go. Fun fact, priest is the only path where you mandatory lose your virginity, huh? Interesting. Well, fair enough. As she walks away from the silver tree, her back is unusually straight. She does not want her weakness to show. You look up at the tree's branches and whisper a prayer. Strength fills your body. Well, where was that strength last night? Fuck, like Germany rated me a fucking 5. France was impressed, though. They gave me a 7. But, you know, they're always impressed, so. The illusion is gone now. Reality awaits. It is time to serve the twins. Oh, God. Relationship went down. Perfect. Oh, my God. You look up at the trees. Oh, okay, never mind. It's more will, but we're already capped. We've been capped on willpower for like 7 fucking events now. Because we can't make any willpower decisions. It's awful. It really wasn't that one, yeah. Well. Well, you know, it happens. Can't be on the ball every day. The last straw. Rumors are running wild in Enizat. People say that a mysterious clandestine society called the Last Straw holds the entirety of the city's seedy underbelly in its clutches. With men in safe houses all over Enizat, plotting and scheming against the nobles and the rulers of the province. Their leader is a woman, a ruthless criminal by the name of Sophia. She has evaded all attempts at capture. Now, Sophia is one we actually, at some point, you know, might have, you know, gotten freaky with. But we ended up going down the wrong path. So, yeah, that one kind of fell apart. And then we burned a witch. illegally. So that one definitely fell apart. Well, there was the idea there. It was a potentiality. But I think we had to go down the lotless path and maybe not burn a witch. So, you know. Willpower to not get some? Yeah, I don't know. But who would support the secret organization, and how did the insurgents manage to survive this long? No one in the city knows the answers. I do. They have a lot of nobles of the sword? Nobles of the swords supporting them. Several. Magistrate L. Vermin. Vermin? I thought it was Vernon. It's fucking Vermin. It's an M. Either that or a typo. M and N are right next to each other. Well, whatever. We'll go with what they say. Magistrate L. Vermin must assuage the people's fears once again. No, that's 2 with an M. I guess I just misread it.
The vile mutineers and heretics who call themselves the last straw will be caught and executed very soon. And anyone who has given them money and shelter will meet the same fate. The secret chancellery will make sure of that.
Okay, Remy. Whatever you say, Remy. But even facing the manhunt, the last straw still endures. Slowly but surely, the influence of this underground organization is spreading throughout the city. So you need to be a paladin bard instead of a rogue bard.
Yeah.
Order is down, power is up, wealth is down, misery and devastation. Struggle for power still in the middle. Order is still in the middle, discontent. It used to be peaceful around here in this neighborhood, and then everything went to shit. The Patriarchs Sermon. Thanks to Father Ulrich's efforts, Cassius has lost much of his support among the clergy and the flock. But today the Patriarch has summoned the people to his evening sermon in a clear bid to regain their trust. With several champions of faith for an escort, you walk to the square by the silver tree to hear the Patriarch speak. Cassius stands tall above the worshippers, his feet firmly planted on the stairs leading into the temple. The old believers crowd the center of the square, while the new believers led by Father Leonard stand on the outer edge. You arrive at the square as the sermon is about to begin. The Patriarch calls for silence, and the din of the crowd dies down in an instant. He speaks in a somber voice, clearly chosen for this purpose. As Cassius addresses the crowd, he lifts his arms toward the heavens. As time goes by, the false teachings of Patriarch Photis are spreading further and further, poisoning our land. Every day I try to guide people to the true path, to save those led astray by the heresy of the new faith. And when I saw that our brethren from the Order of the Inquisition had paid us a visit, I felt great joy, for I knew they were here to purge all lies and apostasy from the province of Magra. But then, my trust was betrayed. Those who were supposed to guard the true faith deceived us all. Those who have sworn an oath to the twins to purge all heresy now abet it. They were supposed to be my strength, but they have turned against me. Hundreds of eyes turn to you, stern, unblinking. Interesting. There's a power play from him. He's a little pissed off we burned his illegitimate witch daughter. To be fair, I didn't want to do it. The game made me so. They came here to revile me and besmirch my name. They have clouded the minds of my flock and turned my brethren against me. And now I call upon you, Brother Butterball. You must now answer for your order, for I will tolerate this treatment no longer. Come to me now. Approach me and accept my blessing. Kneel before me and kiss my hands so that all may see you are humble servants of the Church. Show everyone that the Order of the Inquisition stands with the true faith. The crowd parts before you, forming a narrow passage to the temple stairs. The Patriarch extends his hand to you. Kissing it would be a public statement, tantamount to acknowledging that the Order sides with Cassius and supports him in the old faith. But do you have a reason to challenge the Patriarch? Is this the time to openly confront him and his entire flock? Okay. We have a choice. It's the Patriarch's hand? Go with the old faith? Refuse? Go with the new faith? Or go with the new faith and not die to a crowd of angry people? I feel like with these two, they're basically the same thing, so we would have to go with this one. because it doesn't make sense to go with the one that's just going to give us willpower when we're full. So, which one? Kiss the hand or rely on the new believers for support?
Rebellion!
Alright, so that's one for new believers. Anyone else? No, I see how it is. Everyone's exhausted after the sex scene. I get it. You guys have poor stamina, you know? Four, three. We kissed a girl, and we liked it. Okay, okay. Kill the brick. Rely on the new believers for support. You were just messing around in Apex. Today you learned that they use Titanfall guns. Those are neat. Yes, they do. It's actually set in the Titanfall universe, lore-wise. Alright, so it looks like we got a pretty strong takeaway here. We did promise to help. So, you know, I mean, you know. Alright. We done kissed her sister, yes, some. You's no longer a papa. What the fuck? Okay. Mike's drinking the Kool-Aid again. Everyone watch out. There's no Titans, so it's already worse than Titanfall. Mech's greater than the rest. Oh, I mean, that's fair. There's cars you can zip around in on Olympus. You turn to Father Leonard. He nods in understanding. The abbot of the temple lifts his staff above his head. The people around him part so that he may be seen and heard. Patriarch, as far as I am aware, the Inquisition works to protect the faith of the twins, which is more than the teachings of Isacius or the dogmas of the old faith. They serve the elder and the younger, Cassius, not you. Father Leonard's words echo across the square, followed by silence. To be fair, Cassius isn't really an old faither. He's kind of weird. I'm not really sure what the fuck he is. I think he's just basically a con man getting into a position of power so he could protect that witch, who I'm theorizing was probably his daughter. Would be my guess. So, I don't think he's particularly attached to the religion, he just needs the power behind it. Is my guess. Right now. And he's definitely playing this like a long con. So. Was the witch one of them New Age witches? Actually, this one kind of was. She could make plants grow. That was her witchly power. She could make plants grow in an environment where nothing can grow. So, she had a really green thumb. Like, her thumb was the greenest thumb I've ever seen. And that was her power. Very dangerous. So we burned her alive. Because that seemed like the rational choice at the time.
Leonard, sooner or later you will realize that the teachings of Otis are nothing but a lie you desperately wish to believe. But the souls you've dragged to the foot of the pillar will take you and your followers down with them. You spread your shoulders wide and address the people as loudly as you can. Oh, last time I addressed people about faith, this went really well and I started a fight in a house. A shouting match, anyway. The Order of the Inquisition does not need the Patriarch's blessing. The brothers and sisters of the Order have already been blessed by the twins themselves. The Inquisitors are the judges and executioners of those who would defy the faith and stray from the true path. They need no law, but the law of the younger. No love, but the love of the elder. So the rumors are true. The Inquisition supports the schism within the faith. Your order has come to Magra to lay waste to the true faith in this land. Your order is working to blacken my good name among the clergy in the flock. Your order wishes to put some new believer heretic in my place so that he may poison people's hearts with his false teachings. Ulrich is going to fucking murder us. We're going to die a horrible death at Ulrich's hands. Cassius, every year more and more people in Magra and the rest of the Empire are refusing to obey the merciless laws of the old faith. Our teacher, Patriarch Fotis, preached in this very square, and it was in this very square that he was murdered. But even that didn't stop his teachings from spreading and gaining support. One day the new faith will come to replace the teachings of Prophet Asatius. You too will be replaced by a man chosen by the parish, while the Inquisition will still stand guard to keep us safe from witches, apostates, and enemies of the faith. Brother Butterball, you should go. You will find nothing but lies and false accusations here.
You leave the square, accompanied by Father Leonard. No one who was in the square will ever forget that gesture, or the words you spoke today. Shoot, we're just stuck in the middle. We're just constantly stuck in the middle. Tolerance of faith has gone up, Inquisition power's gone down again. Okay. You predict death and mayhem, probably. The hunt for Thomas. Uh-oh. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met. Thomas is... Conditions met. Okay. We're friends with Thomas still. And we didn't dishonor Dorius Otten. I guess that was an option. Interesting. If only we could have done that. That would have been great. Dorius Otten's a son of a bitch. The hunt for Thomas. You are shaving before going into town. You scoop some warm water from the wash basin. The morning light, reflected in the mirror, is blinding. A servant rushes in with an urgent letter, or rather a crumpled up note. He says it is from a childhood friend of yours. You flinch involuntarily. A nasty cut appears on your cheek.
Butterball, I'm in trouble. You're the only one who can help me. I already told you about how I got on Commander Otten's bad side. I went against an order of his. Didn't want to squeeze the last penny from an already poor village. Otten thought me a traitor, and now he's finally found an excuse to take me out. If I don't find a way out of the city, I'll be executed. I did my best to hide, but Otten's henchmen are on my trail. I'm out of time, Brant. If you can, for the sake of our old friendship, help me out of this mess, somehow. If Otten finds me, I'll be off to the Shining Pillar in no time. Your friend, Thomas.
You crush the note in your hands. A drop of blood runs down your cheek. Your old friend is in grave danger. If you don't interfere, Thomas Guerrero is doomed. We have two options. Don't get involved, or hide Thomas in the temple. What are these? Which do we do, Chan? Our old, long-time childhood friend is called out to us. The one who helped us wrestle a witch. A fire witch. This one, or warlock, whatever the hell the male versions are called in this world. A warlock who flung fire. Who needs friends? Let's see. This is Path of the Lawless. Okay. And this is, one of these must be true. Philippe El Faro. I've never even met him. Who the fuck is Philippe El Faro? Archduke Milanitis Grateful. Ah, interesting. 2. No one dares to lay a hand on the church. True. 1. Okay. 2 it is. You immediately come to your friend's rescue. This should be interesting. This is how I die. At the hands of a noble. You cannot possibly leave your friend in need at a time like this. Not even if you have to break the rules of the Inquisition to aid him. You will hide Thomas from Otten, in a place where no one will find him. The dungeons under the Inquisition ward. Oh yeah, Ulrich goes down there. That's where he likes to sleep down there and hear the cries of the people in pain being tortured. He'll definitely find Thomas. You set off to find Thomas. Didn't we already find him? You eventually find the place where your friend has taken shelter, an attic above a shabby inn. You have not seen him for a while, but he looks a decade older already. It pains you to see him so downcast. Refreshing fresh skunk juice to World Eater Mike. That's Mike's favorite drink. That and blue Smurf piss. I don't add this shit. You guys make up the menu, not me. I think cold water is in there somewhere. Hot dog water. That's not cold water. That's pretty warm. Mmm, meaty.
You tell your friend about your plan. Thomas stands tall again. You spy a wicked spark in his eyes, a glimmer familiar from the years when you both were young. Well, I'll be Inquisitor Brant from next door's on my side. Your dungeon don't sound half bad after our barracks. I'll be fine.
However, the joy on his face quickly gives way to worry.
But you'd need a reason to get me locked up down there, right? They'll surely find you out one way or another. You're getting yourself in a lot of trouble for my sake.
Your voice is calm and confident as you reply to the ex-Legion soldier. You can sort it all out, but Thomas has to remember one thing. He was seen preaching in an inn in defiance of his secular lot. Thomas nods readily. When you return to the inn, a squad of champions of faith enters behind you. You ask the squad leader to be quiet and careful. Thomas is shackled and thrown into the dark dungeon. You make sure to visit your friend from time to time, pretending to interrogate him about his illegal sermons. The dungeon keeper... Creak. The dungeon keeper showed Thomas no mercy, but at least Otten's men have lost track of him. Sometime later, you decide to act, and Sir Thomas Guerrero receives your verdict. For preaching without the priest's lot, he is sentenced to make a pilgrimage to the sacred sites of Magra, which are quite far from Anazan. So we got him out of the city. So he should be able to hide out in the world. So there we go.
Thank you, my friend. I accept this punishment with honor.
I always did like Thomas.
And when I'm done, I'll go to that village, Salmina, and lay low. The locals owe me one. I'm sure I'll find shelter there. Let's just hope Otten forgets about me one day. Well, until we meet again, Brant.
And so Thomas disappears outside the city gate. Several days pass, filled with relief after rescuing your friend. You've just returned to your usual duties when Dorius Otten decides to pay the Inquisition a personal visit. He barges in, puffing with rage, a heavy sword in his hand. We're gonna die!
Inquisitor Brant, I was told a Magran Legion captain by the name of Thomas Guerrero has escaped justice in your dungeons. I demand you release my underling into my care this instant.
You go to the Inquisition gate and meet the Archnean's fuming demands with a calm response. Indeed, Thomas Guerrero was put into the dungeons for preaching, in defiance of his lot. But he has already been punished, and is now on a pilgrim on the roads of the province. You regret to inform His Excellency that you cannot aid him in his search.
You're a liar, Brant. You know I can't prove it. But I know you hid him from me. You've got quite the nerve to defy my right to command my men as I see fit. Do you think your cassock's going to protect you from me? All you did was show everyone the Inquisition gives refuge to the very criminals it's supposed to shun. But now, by my right, I'll teach you a lesson of my own. A lesson you'll never forget. True death has come! It is time!
Otten's hand moves in the blink of an eye. You have no time to react. Cold steel pierces your heart. Your vision grows dark. And then the world is filled with a blinding light. I knew he was gonna kill us one of these days, ever since we helped Sophie escape. Our third death, chat. We did it. You are surrounded by an immense gray void. There is nothing but shadows around you. The specters of your decisions. The spawn of your personal will. You see before you all your victories and defeats. All your errors and hopes. Another shadow comes to life by your side. As you gaze at these elusive, moving silhouettes, you recognize your last action. This is the death you chose to face, knowing what fate was to befall you. This is the decision you made. Oh, did I? I had no idea. I guess this dialogue is designed under the assumption that you can see. Like, the default way to play the game is you can see what's going to happen with each decision you pick. You can see your stat changes, you can see if you gain will, you can see if you are going to die. But that seems like a weird way to play it, honestly. Because at that point, it's very easy to avoid deaths and shit. I don't know. So I decided to turn all that off. Which is also another way to play. Although this way does have a few issues towards the end of the game. As we are discovering with our very strong lack of decisions. Okay. The shadows keep spinning and dancing around you, the footprints of every step you have taken since the day you were born. A colossal figure looms over them all, your future true death. You can no longer deny its imminence. It has always been there, waiting for you. Now you are only one step away from it, but you will take this step yourself. The familiar, gigantic figures of the twin gods appear from the void to meet you. They effortlessly lift your tiny soul and hold it in their hands. You have always been in the twin gods' hands. Their will created you. The Elder did not grant you his love. He forced it into you. That is not a good way to word that. I don't know if that's the intent the author wanted. I don't... The Younger shaped you according to his law without giving you a choice. That was, An enormous whirlwind arises in the void. The twin gods release you into it, and the torrent of an unfathomable will whisks you away. You are merely a minuscule part of this universal tide. This will is the sole determiner of all events, past, present, and future. Your puny actions and choices are nothing in the face of the forces torrent harbors. You whirl in the cosmic vortex of the twin god's will until it casts you out. You careen back down to your earthly life. It is only now that you regain your ability to act. You see all the wills of the universe intertwined in a perpetual struggle against one another. Which will you follow? So with the big ones here, I think we decided... Oh, this is interesting based off of our revelation. Interesting. The blood tide is a terrible decision. I guess the Elder. Elder seems nice, you know, when he's not forcing his love into me and whipping me and whipping other people. But based on that revelation we had, I'd probably go with the will of the Elder. Seems like I'm definitely not going with the will of Grandpa. Fuck Grandpa! You shagged the nun. True, that was love. And the will of the Elder is the will of love. You're right. If people know they die 3 times, why not stab the guy 3 times? Because that would be malicious. He has the right to, kill me for slighting him, for any reason, actually, honestly. The law has gotten very loose about what constitutes a slight and an offense that can be executed. So, as a noble, he has the right to take any offer any lesser death he feels. And if it happens to be a true death at that point, whoops! So, if he stabbed me, well, that, and you can only die once at a time. So if he stabbed me 3 times, he'd just be stabbing a corpse at that point. So he'd have to come back after I wake up in a couple of days, and then stab me then. And, you know, it's a thing. You fall into an endless web formed by the wills of the mortal world. Now that you are free of the cosmic vortex, you can finally exert your own will and make a choice. It feels like a first gasp of air after being suffocated by an alien will. The will of the gods. I honestly have no fucking idea what the death decisions even mean. Like, do these even have an impact on the game? I have no idea what they actually mean. But for your chosen will to be incarnated here in this world, one decision is not enough. You will have to follow this path to its conclusion, to turn this will into reality, by way of your decisions, deeds, and actions. He could spawn campus, true, he could, but I don't think he will. I think he's got important business. That, and I don't think you always return at the same time. I think it's a bit variable, so you'd have to sit down there for a couple of days and wait it out. It's not that big of a deal, you know, all we did was make him look like an idiot. One death is enough. Your eyes snap open and you sit up abruptly. The crypt is spinning around you. The stagnant stench chokes you. You got out. You succeeded in preserving yourself against the whirlwind that was tearing you asunder. The will of the twin gods have commanded you to continue your existence. You feel the urge to fall flat on your back and cackle madly. Oh, good, we're losing our mind. You are back. For the last time. Next death is the permanent one. ... And then he's just fucking there and stabs us again. You come back to life naked and trembling in the cold, dark family crypt. It takes time for your thoughts to return to recent events. Your first thought is, what happened to Thomas? You ask around after returning to worldly matters. It appears Otten gave up the search for a subordinate and disappeared without a trace in the sprawling lands of Magra. Your sacrifice was not in vain. Your friend is finally safe. We rescued him. Good. 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 It cost us everything. So why were the hangings true deaths? If you break the laws, like the hardline mortal laws, which are built off of the divine laws, technically, if you are sentenced to true death, you die no matter how many lesser deaths you have left. So it's a sentencing thing. If you're sentenced to death by the law or the clergy, you permanently die. There's no coming back. Inquisition power has gone down. Perfect. Your first thought is, what happened to Thomas? You ask... Oh, alright, we already looked at that. Scheming has gone up by 1. Well, at least we're a dangerous one. Deaths. We've died thrice. Oh boy. Lock the body in a cell? That's not how it works. Our body is essentially remade, I think, is the gist of it, because we don't have any wounds when we wake up. So it's like the divine twins rebuild our body or something, or manifest us magically. Because we always appear back in the crypt, no matter how or where we died. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. The captive. Oh, good. Conditions met. Inquisitive power, under 2. Oh, good. It is the Inquisition's duty to act as a sword of vengeance in the hands of the Church, to inspire awe and trepidation in the hearts of sinners. But right now, the Order is too weak to protect itself even against the attacks of insolent minor nobles. True. 3 days ago, you received a denunciation from the village of Lagras, claiming that the new wife of Baron L. Laberius is a magic-wielding witch. Jean went to see the Baron and bring the woman in for questioning 2 days ago, but has not returned. Today, the Inquisition received a letter from the Baron. Friedrich L. Laberius. Inquisitor Butterball, I have the deepest respect for the Inquisition, but I cannot agree with the accusations against my wife. Catalina is not a witch. She is innocent. I give you my word as a nobleman. I have plenty of enemies. In their eagerness to sully our good name, they often start ridiculous rumors that cloud the minds of the peasants. Sister Jean refused to hear my arguments. I hope you will be more reasonable. Sister Jean is staying at my castle as an honored guest. Withdraw all accusations against my wife, and Jean will return to Anazot. I have no intention of harming her, a promise which, incidentally, she refused to give me regarding my wife's treatment by the Inquisition. Annoyed, you drop the letter on the desk. Your authority in Magra is already in a sorry state. Acquiescing to L. Laberius' demands would mean publicly admitting how weak the Order has become. But is there any other resolution to this situation? Where the fuck is Ulrich in all of this? Abduct? Okay. Parishes, we have no eloquence. Withdraw the accusations. Do it, 1. Is that what we want to do? Sup, Zitera? We have enough scheming for it. 1, okay. 1 it is. Go hard or go home. 1 question mark. Alrighty then. We're giving this game very mixed signals. We've been weakening the Inquisition's power, and now we're gonna step it back up. This is how we got into this mess, chat. We're too middle of the road. The Inquisition must regain its authority, no matter the cost. Otherwise, your further service in Magra will become impossible. Chad, I'm allergic to you. I think that's confirmation enough. The Inquisition must regain service will become impossible. Okay. Bless you, thanks. You had kind of zoned out, so you have no idea what the choices were. We abduct a baroness, or we submit to a baron. I guess. I don't know. You have to pay a hefty sum from your family funds, but a man by the name of Oliver Moss assures you that he will deliver Catalina L. Liberius to the Inquisition ward. The next day, you find the Baron's wife in a cell, awaiting interrogation. A lengthy conversation confirms your hypothesis. Catalina is an ordinary woman. The accusations of witchcraft are merely a figment of the wild imagination of ignorant peasants who have never seen a woman from the Empire's northern provinces before. You send an ultimatum to L. Liberius later that day. He will set Jean free and publicly admit his trespass against the Inquisition, or his wife will be convicted of witchcraft and burned at the... We just proved she's not a witch! What the fuck? Oh my god. What is it with our character and burning people at the stake? Illegitimately, at that. It's a witch in custody who has not hurt anybody. They wear the collar, and our character has a thing about fire. I think we might be a pyromaniac. Jesus Christ. The Baron instantly agrees to all your demands and releases Jean. You personally preside over the hearing in which L. Liberius repents his crimes against the church. Hit him with the Uno reverse, I guess so. The Baron is sentenced to have his hand cut off for daring to attack an Inquisitor. Oh, God. Your father, who by virtue of his position as judge is informed of all penalties against nobles, does not hide his displeasure with your decision. Yeah, me neither.
Did L. Liberius deserve such a severe punishment, son? He was merely trying to protect his wife and the honor of the family. Yes, you managed to instill fear in many a noble heart, but along with fear comes hatred, which in turn will infect the entire Brant family.
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't have chosen that path. Tactically, Chat chose it. You did this, Chat. You made Dad upset. You disappointed Father, Chat. It's for the greater good copium, yeah. You guys are disappointed. Look at how sad he looks. You did this. Holy shit, +2 power. Okay, well. Let the hate flow through us. Our reputation, our family is falling apart and we're doing it. And it cost us a shitload of money. Holy shit. Our family is collapsing. The lesser evil. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Glorious secret plot. Conditions met. Okay. Alrighty. It's time to resolve this, I guess. A year has passed since the day Gloria asked for your protection. You have brought up her lowly position several times in conversations with Father, but every time his face darkens and he asks you to stop. You can feel Stefan's influence behind these refusals. Your only option is to wait for something to change. Meanwhile, emotions are running high in the family. Gloria disappears for days at a time. She is often seen in the company of young citizens of low estate. Father constantly lectures Gloria, telling her that her friends are libertines and troublemakers, and connections like these will be her downfall. Your sister obediently lends an ear to his speeches and vanishes again. You are relaxing in the bath after a long day when you suddenly hear rapid footsteps in the hallway and Stefan's angry voice. The door to the bathroom bursts open. I'm bathing here!
Butterball, get dressed. We're waiting for you in the sitting room. It's urgent.
Okay. Perplexed, you get out of the tub and make yourself presentable. Father and Stefan are waiting for you in the sitting room. Gloria is huddled in a chair in the corner. Your elder brother swiftly locks the door behind you. This bodes ill. Dad will die soon anyway, not before us, Harry. True. I think he still has lesser deaths left. We don't.
So I was on my way to the ball at the L. Liberius mansion. I was already on their doorstep when a servant told me he had been ordered to turn me away. They will not have anything to do with a family whose offspring is a member of a secret society. Father Butterball, whom do you suppose they meant?
I'm an inquisitor, technically? me? Gloria looks at Stefan defiantly, her lips pursed tightly.
This is the last straw. You will make pariahs of us all, Gloria. I will not allow you to ruin everything Sir Gregor worked for.
Stefan is nearly screaming, but then he pulls himself together and continues in a more composed manner.
I'm afraid Lady Gloria cannot remain in this house, but being honorable people, we must provide for her future. Sir Joes El Pelletier is willing to take her as his lawful wife. Gloria, you will be accepted into a household of nobles of the sword. I've been negotiating with your suitor for quite some time.
Who gave you the right to decide my fate behind my back? You aren't even the head of this family.
Gloria, you must abide by the decisions of your elders. This family has done so much for you already. Now I'm even going to provide you with a good match. But you're acting like a spoiled child. You'll be a nobleman's wife, you fool. You'll be able to write your poems. You'll want for nothing. You'll be able to enjoy your life.
Sir El Pelletier has been hounding me for a year now. I can't believe he's in love with me. A lowly common girl. Sure, he's easy on the eyes. He's a skilled warrior and respectful nobleman, but he needs a wife to give birth to his heirs. Follow him around obediently at social gatherings and praise his chivalry. Can't you see that I don't belong in his family?
No stuff and nonsense. Father, here's a letter to the El Pelletiers, signed as it is as the head of the family. We should invite our future relatives to our house and introduce ourselves to Gloria's future husband and his parents. I hope that Butterball will do his part as well.
Father reluctantly skims the letter and frowns. Here we go, true death, yep.
Stefan, why have you never spoken to me about a matter of such importance? No match can be made without my consent. Have I announced my wish for Gloria to be married? Father, she leaves us no choice. You know that we cannot make Gloria a Brant, but our family reputation still suffers because of her rebellious ways. Don't you see that this marriage will benefit everyone?
Gloria springs to her feet, choking with rage. Spit it out! You'd do anything to prevent me from joining this family. This marriage will bring nothing but sorrow to me and Sir El Pelletier. All you ever think about is your own interests.
Ingrate, I'm looking out for you, and this is how you repay me? Or would you prefer to be cast out for your disgraceful antics? Father, please, sign the letter and free us from this debacle once and for all.
All hostile takeover on this family, we kind of are, very slowly. A little too slowly to be effective, but trying in his own way to keep this family together. No, this is not keeping the family together. The reason he's doing this is because he wants Gloria out of the family. Gone. She will never see the family again if this happens. She's out. She's no longer a Brant. He's doing this because he thinks she's dragging him down. That's why he's doing it. He's not doing it out of any virtuous need to help people out. He doesn't give a shit. He wants her gone. Gloria rushes towards you in desperation and clasps your hand. Brother, please, you promised you'd never let them kick me out. Wait, this is like my second highest stat. What? Oh, I have to be a nobleman. Damn it. Alright, chat. We have three options. Put pressure on Father. Threaten Stefan. Say nothing. Technically, we know a secret of Stefan. He had a tryst with somebody who was already married, and that wouldn't be good for him, and it would besmirch the family's honor. So he's kind of a fucking hypocrite at the same time. Dragging the family down. Bring up his tryst. Three? Threaten him? We can't... Two? Oh, well, I guess that's technically the second option. So 2 or 3, I'll count both of them as the same. Threaten. 3, fuck hypocrites. True. Bully the bully. True. You have known for a long time about your brother's secret love affair. You have threatened to expose it unless Stefan relents. Okay. The Lesser Evil. It's the title of the chapter, obviously. Just make sure everyone remembers. You approach Stefan with a sly grin. It's time to share some old secrets. Long ago, you saw Stefan at the estate of Duke El Velasco and learned about your brother's forbidden tryst. He has been in love with the Duke's daughter, Maria, ever since he was a youth. But the old Duke would never have given his daughter to the son of a humble judge, would he? Stefan's face is distorted by pain and rage. You have struck a nerve. You keep the onslaught. Stefan and the Duke's daughter have been lovers ever since, in spite of her marriage of many years. It seems your brother wasn't strong enough to end this forbidden affair. Is this how he strives to improve the family's reputation?
You conniving little sneak! You've been shadowing me ever since you were a boy, so you finally decided to play your hand, have you?
You reply calmly to his outburst. Either Stefan stands down, or high society will learn of his affair with the Duke's daughter. He cannot dictate Gloria's fate as though she were his property. And Gloria must become a Brant and a full member of the family. This is the only way to make sure this never happens again.
Butterball, you backstabbing wretch! You know I'll do whatever it takes to save my beloved's reputation.
Well, maybe now a little taste of your own medicine will do you some good, Stefan. You shrugged. If Stefan truly treasured Maria's reputation so much, he would have ended their affair long ago. Stefan lets out a bitter sigh.
I never knew what a pitiless scoundrel you are. Fine, you win. But if you so much as mention Maria again, I'll kill you on the spot. And from this day forth, you are no brother of mine.
Oh, no. The door slams loudly. Stefan rushes down the steps, saddles his horse, and is gone. Father and Gloria are still in shock.
Butterball, what have you done? Stefan will never forgive you for this, and he might never come home again.
You offer Father an explanation. Stefan was trying to seize control of his family. He wanted to decide its fate as he saw fit. He thought himself a second Gregor Brant, but the Brants have had their fill of tyrants. You take the letter of marriage and tear it to shreds. Gloria lets out a quiet shriek. Is that a good shriek or a bad shriek?
Okay, brother.
We were never brothers. True, he always made damn sure of that. The only reason he ever called us a brother is because he thought we could further the family's name. Those are the only times he ever considered us a brother. You continue with the same passion. Father made his choice long ago. It was grandfather who tried to oust Mother and Gloria from this home for the crime of their low birth. Father has the right to choose his own family. Father sighs deeply, pulling himself together.
You're right, Butterball. I have to admit it. My fear of your grandfather was too strong. But those days are over. Gloria is Lydia's daughter, the daughter of my wife, and she is my daughter as well.
Gloria is shaking now. She cannot believe her ears.
Dishonor does not frighten me. Gossip does not frighten me. Come to me, my daughter, Gloria Brant.
Gloria falls on her adoptive father's shoulder, racked by silent tears. Father! ... Pause of drama. You join their embrace. Gloria squeezes your hand with hers, your sister's eyes glimmering with joy and gratitude. The family is uneasy after Stefan's disappearance. Furious at your extortion, your elder brother does not return home for a long time. Damn, we were already at negative with him. Fuck him. Bad blood, sure. Who cares? It's actually the second time we've had bad blood with him. We can't go any higher. We've already capped out. At home. Hooray. Unity? How is that depleting unity? Wouldn't that increase unity? The family unity's fucking weird. It's a net draw at best. Yeah. Okay, a net draw. I'd say a net draw. But going down by one? We didn't really change the dynamic at all. I don't know, whatever. It's fine. Family's falling apart. It's our fault. At least Gloria's happy. Something good came out of it. The Archduke relents. Oh god. After many years, the simmering, unceasing hostilities between Overseer Gaius Tempest and Archduke Melanitis have finally come to an end. The Archduke has abandoned all attempts to collect additional taxes from the people.
By my grace, I hereby release the common people of Magra from the Archduke's tax. All hail the dynasty of Melanitis, which has protected you since time immemorial.
Yeah, except for the whole driving you all into extreme poverty and violence and stuff, but we'll ignore that. Let's just glance over that. The farmers and merchants can finally have a sigh of relief. Unexpectedly, the Archduke soon withdrew from all provincial affairs, sequestering himself in his ancestral castle of Serpenverda. The gentry who remained loyal to the Archduke are baffled. Has he accepted defeat at the hands of the Overseer, or is this just an elaborate ruse? Either way, with the Archduke out of the picture, the senior gentry of Magra have lost some of their influence to the Overseer and his retinue of budding dynasties and nobles of the mantle. The feud between the two Archnean rulers has ended, but the noble estate has been split nonetheless. The common people see this as yet another reason to demand change. Hey! Hey! I don't even know. Fucking reign of terror. Jesus. Dad was too, I think. Dad was happy. Yeah, Dad was happy. Mother was happy. Gloria was happy. They're all united now. I was happy. Nathan was probably happy, because Nathan likes Gloria. Only one member of the family was not happy about that decision. One. One fucking member. And it resolved a long-standing feud, which means less fighting in the house. How the fuck was that not positive unity? How the absolute fuck? The unity up and downs in this game make no goddamn sense. But they haven't since we started. It's always been a mystery as to what you're going to get. Unity up or unity down. Even when we made decisions in the past where we were pretty sure unity would go up, it still went down. And it's like, oh, okie dokie. Guess it's cool. By the logic of this game, every member is important. Well, I mean, that kind of goes with what I'm saying. It's kind of dumb logic. Oh, well. Really good game still. It's a good game. It is, the problems of the game are unraveling here in the last third of it, though. Oh, shit. What was that? I didn't read it. All right. A Sinner's Confession. You apparently need family members to sell to other families. Apparently. So, how would it increase unity if, by the game's own logic, if every member of the family is important, how would Gloria being sold off to another family increase unity? Every member of the family is important, and that is definitely not family unity for Gloria. So, I don't know. The family unity is all sorts of mucked up. Alright, anyway, A Sinner's Confession. Dusk falls after a hot day. The city begins to cool down. The skies grow darker. The pillar begins to shine brighter on the horizon. The people of Anazat leave their homes to enjoy an evening stroll. Kind of like Game of Thrones. It's starting to feel that way, ain't it? I've never even seen Game of Thrones. It still feels like that. This is what you see today from the windows of your ascetic lodging at the Inquisition Ward. How many years has it been since you returned home? What have you achieved in this time? Every year Magra descends even deeper into chaos. The schism between the old faith and the new is tearing the church apart. Patriarch Cassius now openly opposes the Inquisition, and you are still not sure the report against the Patriarch was true. You are running out of precious time, but the truth is just as elusive as it was the day you came home to Anazat. If a priest has questions, who can answer them? Who can guide those who offer guidance? A thin book finds its way into your hands. Profound revelation. A collection of all known speeches by the Elder, preserved in writing by Prophet Isacius. You open the book, and your eyes find the words once spoken by a living God.
And the Elder said, I and my own brother did stand amidst the world, and together we revealed ourselves to them in the flesh, and we found them all besotted, and yet they thirsted not, and sorrow did fill our souls. For their hearts were blind, and they did not see that they entered this world as empty vessels. But now they are besotted. Should they reject the wine, they will beg for mercy. But they shall have none, and my brother shall judge them, and each shall obtain retribution in the full measure of his deeds, whilst I remain apart in my sorrow. As you meditate over this line, you suddenly... this is... it's no longer the Elder. As you meditate over this line, you suddenly hear some sort of commotion on the floor below. How strange. The Inquisition ward is supposed to be empty at this late hour. You hurry down the stairs. There are several champions of faith dragging a chained man down to the Inquisition dungeons. It is your younger brother. Ah, god damn it. Or it was supposed to be a guaranteed negative? Maybe. We'll never know. Nathan has been spending most of his time away from home lately. You are not sure when you saw him last. His clothes are torn and tattered. His unwashed hair is tangled, and stubble covers his face. He is brazenly drunk, unable to stand. Even from so far away, he reeks of vomit and urine. Jesus, man. Use a corner like everybody else. David Agaronim. Inquisitor Butterball, I didn't think I'd find you here. My men caught us drunk by a temple. People told us he was cursing at the twins and pissing under their statues. We found him on his knees in a puddle of his own filth. He must have been praying for their forgiveness, the fool. Even a child knows the younger never stays his hand. He is so drunk, we couldn't even get his name out of him. I'd let him sleep it off before the interrogation if I were you.
You thank Captain for this information, but insist on interrogating the man right away.
As you wish. The night watchman will be right here. Just give us a shout if you need us.
Nathan sprawls on the floor, motionless. You hold a thin slab of silver in your hands, and pray to the Elder for a cure. The silver melts into thin air. Your brother winces and squirms as if in pain, but soon grows quiet. His eyelids flutter open. His eyes are filled with animal terror.
But Butterball, where am I?
You tell him everything Captain Agaronim told you just now. Then ask Nathan to explain what happened tonight. He sits up, squeezing his knees to his chest. His voice is very quiet.
It'll be a long story, brother. You won't like it when you hear it. But I don't care. It's you, I'll be honest. I've rejected the twins. Several years ago now. Their will and love and law mean nothing to me anymore. Our gods are merciless. Their law is brutal, ruthless. Their love is an abuse. Their will is tyrannical.
What? You cannot help but glance around the interrogation room. Are you sure no one heard your brother's blasphemy?
I couldn't live by the lot of my birth like Isacius wanted us to. I turned to the new faith and tried to find my own path to the twins. But it just showed me I don't hate my path. I hate the gods themselves. I met a man once by the name of Father Mark. He was kind to me. He gave me the answers I needed. He guided me to the path I was looking for. A path away from the twins.
Wasn't he the guy when we were in seminary? We went to the secret meeting, and he was the one there. The leader of the nihilist branch of the religion. There's the old religion, the new religion, and then the nihilists, who worship their time alive.
Mark teaches that the twins are nothing but absolute will, and we're all going to be dissolved in it in the hereafter. Everything we are will be gone.
Yeah, he's one of the nihilists. Okay.
Mark says that the mortal world is the only place where we're free to reject the will of the twins and live a life of freedom. Only here are we free to struggle against their merciless law and the love they force on us. Only here, in this world, can people like me be themselves.
Nathan cuts himself short. His eyes are filled with sorrow and disappointment.
Mark never told us to pray or perform rituals. He told us to do everything we could to forget the twins exist. We need to set ourselves free from their will, to be who we really are.
Apparently you're really a drunk.
And I believed him. I rejected the twins, and I found my freedom. I became one of Mark's favorite disciples. You can't even imagine how many important people follow him. Even Patriarch
Cassius. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I called this one, chat. He was one of the nihilists. Take substance from their surroundings. No idea. I don't know. They drink a lot, and they party. It's like they worship Dionysus, essentially. Someone gets the reference. I don't think I did. Right. Substance from the surroundings. Is that like a Darth Nihilus reference? Old Darth Nihilus? Didn't he suck the life out of everything around him? Or the Force, I guess, technically. You cannot believe your ears. Patriarch Cassius, he's been helping witches, and people of other faiths, and people like me. He gave us shelter to hide from your order's spies. He told us he was happy to help somebody, anybody, be free from the twins so we can live our lives as we see fit. But there's just one problem. Most of us don't know what to do with that freedom. You know, Butterball, I've drunk so much wine, I've eaten all the food no commoner is ever supposed to taste, I've made love to so many women and men, I've felt all the pleasures I could find, but I've never found peace. I was just trying to drown out my cacophony of fear and desperation in my soul. That's because you've gone completely in the opposite fucking direction. A little moderation, son. Jesus Christ. He lets out a bitter chuckle and rolls up the sleeve of his shirt. There's a black circle around his forearm. Your brother has known a lesser death. Darth Nihilus. Well, there we go. I guess I did get it. Well, look at me. I'd been drunk for days when that happened. I don't even know what killed me. Can you imagine? But that death woke me up. When I appeared before the twins, I saw just how wrong I was. Mark, he took them away from me. The freedom he gave me was just nothing, an endless waste of life. I'm already doomed to suffer, but I'm still not happy here, in my worldly life. Nathan points at his chest. He used to wear a symbol of the twins there, that I gave him. Then I started drinking again. I tried to reject it, everything I felt. That's when I went to the statues of the twins, screamed insults, asked them questions. Why can't I just accept them? Why can't they just accept me? But of course, they didn't tell me anything. They never listen. They just speak their word. Then I got down on my knees and begged them for forgiveness, even though I know they never, ever forgive. Nathan looks at you again. Brother Mark's path wasn't mine after all, Butterball, but there are people, some people who don't have a place in the world of the twins. Please, I'm begging you, have mercy on them. They're already doomed in the hereafter. Please let them live their mortal lives in peace. Your eyes are fixed on your younger brother. This is it, the answer you have been waiting for all along. Have the twins finally heard your prayers? And what do they want you to do now? We are short on theology. For that? Let's see. Judge Nathan and find him guilty, or set Nathan free, chat. Show your stats first. What are our stats? What are our stats? Where are personality? We have 13 diplomacy and 13 scheming. Everything else is middle of the fucking road and can't be used. If you're below a 12, your stat is basically worthless at this point, which is kind of annoying. So, if it's not diplomacy or scheming, we can't do it. Freedom! Oh, church stats. Fuck, I don't even know. Where the hell do we see that at? That would be occupation here. Inquisitors are 4, tolerance of faiths is 4. Everything's fucking tied up. Oh, whatever. It's all scuffed. Alright. 1 or 2, chat. Set him free or execute him? I don't know what the hell finding him guilty does, but... Guilty! What do you mean guilty? Okay. 1. We're finding our brother guilty. Okay. 2. There's a 1 so far. Damn. Poor Nathan. Oh no, but the family. 2. We had a switch. No, you meant 2. Okay. Everyone's switching. What do you guys want? 1 or 2? Alright, well, Voice of Murder wants 1. Got it. Understood. Yep. No, that makes sense. That checks out. 2, you're screwed anyway, probably. No, I'm not screwed. We're screwed, chat. We did this together. We fucked everything up together. This was all... These were our choices. We did this. 2? Mike wants... Oh my god, Mike is weighing in. If Mike is weighing in, it's serious. Oh no. Mike! We can still save this playthrough. Voice living up to their name. Yeah. I love democracy. You don't fuck up, chat. Chat loves to fuck up. That's chat's favorite pastime, honestly. We set him free. It's in my name, true. You assure Nathan that he has already been punished for his transgressions. His path to the twins has been full of suffering, but such is the lot of the commoner. You wouldn't have burned the... We didn't have a choice. We had no choice, Silver. That wasn't even you guys chose that. That was the game chose that for us. I'm a professional fuck-up, aren't we all? We wanted as scuffed as possible. Well, I already know that. Okay. I mean, technically, that's a fair interpretation of the situation. He is definitely suffering, and that is his lot, so he's living up to his lot, for sure. Butterball, I don't even know what to say. Thank you, brother. Nathan reaches out to you for an awkward hug. You push him away thinking about how to get out of this predicament. If Nathan is left in the dungeon until morning, Ulrich will surely get his hands on him. I wouldn't have let Butterball get to that stage. Honestly, the only reason we got to that stage was because the other decisions all required weird, very specific unlocks. Even though the unlocks didn't make necessarily sense. So there was no way to predict that event and what we needed for it, to be completely honest. So it was an unfortunate event that kind of threw everything out of whack. We were clearly going for a distinct... We had it, too. It was going to be an easy coast to wartime. Piece of cake. And then it all flipped on its head. Now it's a struggle. We will struggle together. Till death, misery, and whatever comes. You quickly walk upstairs.
What is it, Inquisitor?
The prisoner has confessed his misdeeds and is ready to be punished for them.
Astonishing. I was certain it was impossible to get anything out of that drunkard. What is his punishment?
You sentence your brother to the usual punishment for drunkenness. 7 days with an iron chain around the neck. He will endure this burden and the shame that comes with it. You accompany your brother out of the Inquisition ward by the grey light of dawn. Nathan walks slowly. The metal ball chained to his neck weighs him down. Soon the pain will make him scream. But this punishment is nothing compared to the crimes he has committed.
So, about Father Mark, listen, he's planning to gather his supporters at the country mansion of a nobleman named El Guthier. There are usually... God, this thing's fucking heavy. There are usually several guards at meetings like these, and they're ready to sound the alarm at the drop of a hat. They'll definitely notice a group of men, but a single person won't seem suspicious. The password to the meeting is Alice. I heard it's the name of a woman Mark used to love. Talk to him. I think you'll both have something to say to each other.
You ask Nathan why he decided to share this with you.
You have something the twins don't have.
And what is that?
Mercy.
True.
Mark isn't a bad man, you'll see. You help me, maybe you can help him too.
You cannot promise that. Father Mark is an apostate and a renegade.
I see.
The next morning, your brother's shame makes your family the talk of the town. Stefan is livid, but the rest of the family just feels sorry for Nathan. Then, as noon approaches, Inquisitor Ulrich sends for you. He wants to see you right away for your personal execution at his own hands. Our poor sweet Butterball. It's too difficult. Yeah. We need to play again on easy. This is easy. Now gut him and feed him to the pigs. I knew Mike had an ulterior motive. I knew he did. It's fine. You'll need a chiropractor after this week. Time to... There's the sword he's gonna murder me with. Perfect. It's all the stage is set. Oh, it was fun, chat. You meet at a chapel near the Inquisition Ward. You are alone in the house of the twins.
Surely you were not expecting to conceal yesterday's incident from me. I have questioned the witnesses. Your brother's actions called for a much severer punishment. You allowed your feelings and family ties to outweigh your duty as a servant of the twins. This is unacceptable.
Father Ulrich is right. You are ready to accept any punishment your mentor deems necessary. But first, you have urgent news to deliver about Patriarch Cassius and his apostasy. Ulrich's eyes grow wide. You tell your mentor about Father Mark and his connection to the Patriarch. The Inquisitor nods in approval.
Holy shit! We turned that one fucking around, didn't we? Very good. Your punishment can wait for now. Go find this Mark and take him to our dungeons. There's not much time left until the next sacred conclave. If Cassius is indeed a heretic, we must expose him before he is elected Patriarch again.
Well, it's good to see it. We're up to like plus 15 with Nathan at this point.
Join the dark side, we have cookies.
Oh, good. Hey, look at us go. We might actually be able to fucking salvage this if we can get our tolerance of faiths up high enough. It's gonna be tough because I think we need a 7. I think we need a minimum of a 7. We might need higher, actually. Alright, anyway. Our reputation is in the fucking dumpster. That's our family reputation. Oh no. Scheming has gone up. We're 14 scheming. Our manipulation has gone up. We are canny now. We've gone up to canny. It's a useless stat because it's only a fucking 10, so it doesn't actually matter. But scheming is up to 14, so at least we have something going. We just need to scheme our way through the rest of the game. No problem. Easy. Piece of cake. I do it all the time. I'm scheming right now. Like, how am I going to get dinner tonight? Who am I going to have to manipulate? Oh no, my manipulation's too low. How am I going to... I'm going to have to create a Goldberg machine. A Rube Goldberg machine. That's scheming, right? That's planning. And, you know, putting all the moving parts into place. And I'll just cook my food with one of those machines. I'll be eating sometime next week. Should have been a nobleman. We have a stat, a worthwhile one, yes. Technically 2, our diplomacy's not that bad. It's 13, so as long as we can talk our way out of it, unless we need eloquence, because our eloquence is dog shit. As long as we don't need eloquence, we can talk our way out of any situation. The Renegade. It is quite late at night. The cold air of the desert burns your skin. You are accompanied by Jean, Captain Agaronim, and his champions of faith. You are on your way to El Gauthier Estate. Father Mark will preach there tonight. Your plan is almost complete. There are only minor details left to discuss. Not technically a lie on the eating next week. True. I will be eating next week at some point, probably. My squad and I will be right nearby. We'll rush to your aid if you need us. Be careful. We don't know what to expect of these renegades. Try to arrest Father Mark, but do not take on any unnecessary risks. Inquisitor, you are heading into the enemy's lair to act as my weapon. When the time comes, smite the heretics mercilessly with the power of the twins. Jesus. Okay, can I have a sword or something, or a weapon at all? Anything? Can I have anything? I'm going in unarmed. You promptly don inconspicuous travel attire instead of your usual cassock. There are priests among Father Mark's followers, but it is best not to attract attention. You saddle up and ride toward the estate. The entrance is guarded by armed men. You give them the password and proceed to the courtyard. How many VODs are there of this game so far? Oh, 4 or 5, I think. Some of them are old enough they might be gone now, but once we finish the playthrough, I will probably go ahead and upload it to YouTube. I think it was interesting enough, so yeah. You see several dozen. There's a cavernous main hall. Okay. You see several dozen people in the house. The cavernous main hall is lit by flickering candlelight. You see many commoners and a few noblemen seated around the tables. You spot armed guards by the windows and doors. You take a seat in the corner, far from the large groups of people, and await the beginning of the sermon. A short, stout man. It is the same guy! He's still alive. Looks like he actually lost a couple of pounds. Good on him. Let's see. He is wearing the brown cassock of a clergyman, but without any symbols of the twins. There's like 3 people in the audience. Perfect. The audience greets him with cheers. He responds with a charming smile and raises a hand, calling for silence.
Greetings to you all. I see some new faces among us. You came to this house because you can find no refuge elsewhere. You came because you have questions no one is willing to answer. Why are the laws of this world so cruel? Why is your life regardless of your estate full of torment? Why are the ways of this world so unjust? And I answer, ye shall know the tree by the fruits. The twin gods created this world with their will. The twin gods bestowed their law upon us. The twin gods filled the world with their love, but their creation is unendurable. There is no mercy in it, no joy, no kindness. If the world the gods created is so cruel, the only conclusion is that we have very cruel gods.
Disturbed murmur buzzes through the audience.
What the twins do to us with their will, their law, and even their love is a violation. They take our lives away, subjecting our existence to their will. Our happiness and joy is of no consequence to them, nor are our desires and hopes. All they require is servitude and unquestioning obedience. After we die, the inevitable awaits us. We will be dissolved in their boundless will, submitted to their absolute law, and drowned in their merciless love. Our will shall be no more. In the hereafter, there is no I, just they. We will cease to exist. So it makes no difference what we face after death. Whether the peak of the pillar or the foot, it is all the same. Eternity, dissolution, and oblivion. But despair not, brothers and sisters. As long as we have our worldly life, we do exist. As long as we live, we can still discover ourselves and become what we want to be, not what they want us to be.
Ark sounds weird. He's definitely weird. He's been doing coke for like 40 fucking years. Daily. He's putting down fucking kilos every day.
So we must cast aside the twins and live our lives in this world without a second thought. For our cruel gods, we are all doomed to the hereafter. Hence, we are free now. I call upon you to rebel. Without a spiritual rebellion, we will all become slaves to their will for the rest of our lives. We will miss our only chance to live beyond the bounds of their pitiless law. And our lives will be no different from the hereafter that awaits us.
Like, his brain is completely scrambled at this point. It's like eggs you order at Denny's. You know? The listeners meet Mark's words with hushed awe.
But be aware that the path of deliverance is hard. Freedom is a burden, and it can break the spirit of even the most stalwart and wise.
You think of Nathan lying on the dungeon floor.
Patriarch Cassius was our brother and followed our teachings. He protected those in need of salvation and freed those who could no longer bear the will of the gods. But Cassius embarked upon the path of rebellion in an attempt to become like unto a god himself. I taught Cassius to forsake the divine laws, but what he heard was, make your own law. I taught him to save those who suffer from the will of the twins, but he heard, subject the world to your own will. Patriarch Cassius wants to defy the twins and forcibly liberate people of their oppression. His intention is to spread my teachings, turning them into a new prison for this world. I tried to make Cassius see reason, but a man who considers himself equal to the gods is deaf to the words of a mere mortal. I cannot stand against him, and I will not support him. This is the reason I am leaving Anisot and Magra tonight. We meet for the last time.
Mark steps down. He is instantly surrounded by people. It is time to decide what to do next. Okay. We lack the eloquence. We did not recruit Nathan Brandt, so we can either capture the man or return to Gene. Either arrest Mark or don't arrest him. Chat, one or two. He has pretty big balls, to be fair. He's got massive balls. His balls are fucking huge. Two. Capture. Looks like return to Gene empty-handed. So far, is our path. Get some more of that divine love. You vote to capture. We made toast. I hope it was good. Buttered nicely. Need more love. Capture. Alright, so it looks like... One is death. One is always death. Two. Let's see. Versus... 2, 3. We have a tie. You guys know what happens with ties. You guys know what happens with ties. The dice will decide. Unless somebody else chimes in the time it takes me to find the dice. The die. Where the hell did I... How do I keep losing it? Nothing ever changes around here. Where the hell is it? I've lost my die. I would flip a coin instead. Do I have a coin? I don't have a coin. Oh wait, I do have a coin. Haha! What's up, Scotty? How you doing? You need a dice ring, Joe. Apparently, I need a lot of things. That is a bird. That is tails. That is option 2. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably too scuffed. You can't see. It's too dark. There's a bird on there. That is tails. Option number 2 takes it. You will not arrest Mark. You can hardly do any good here. With such a huge crowd surrounding him, you cannot arrest Mark on your own. Trying not to raise suspicion, you leave the mansion and return to Jean. What are you doing here, Butterball? You explain that you cannot capture Mark by yourself. There are too many people and armed guards around. I see. Captain Negaronim. What should we do? The seasoned warrior smirks and shrugs. Go in, kill them all! Charge in without hesitation. We lost enough time as it is, but if they resist, the heretics will have time to escape. Well, let's hope they see reason. Order the attack! With Agaronim in the lead, you approach the mansion. When you reach the gate, the captain launches the attack with a battle cry. The guards refuse to surrender without a fight. A ruthless battle begins all over the mansion. You say short prayers, appealing to the power of the younger. Burning silver slabs smolder away in your hands. One after another, flashes of white light fly from your fingertips and blind your enemies with the power of the twins. In the heat of the battle, you see heretics fleeing the mansion. They hastily leap onto their horses and scatter into the darkness. By the time you manage to quell the resistance, the majority of people who attended the sermon have fled. The captives are being tied up. Well, is Mark among them? You shake your head. To the foot of the pillar with all of this. Inquisition power is down. Tolerance of faiths is down. That's a net loss for everybody. Oh god. Death is coming. Deathbed. Oh, shucks. It's Mommy's time to go. Deafening silence fills your home. You are standing by Mother's bedside. So are Father, Gloria, and Nathan. For an entire day, Mother has been feverish, barely conscious. Gloria never leaves her side, not even for a minute. Nathan has even stopped drinking so he can offer your sister his awkward help. Mother's health deteriorated greatly over the past year, and the fighting in the family home has dealt a great blow to her. She has been bedridden for a month. You have been to every doctor and folk healer, but no one can help her. They all tell you the same thing. Lady Lydia's life is in the hands of the twins now. If she passes away, she will not come back. And so you wait by Mother's bed in sorrow, hoping that she will regain consciousness. There is a long silence that no one has the courage to break. Then at last, you hear Nathan's meek voice. Feed her to the pigs. She's diseased. We're gonna kill the pigs too. That's not a... Oh, okay. All right. Mother, it's me, Nathan. Can you hear me? Mother suddenly rises on her elbows. She looks around, her eyes unseeing, beads of sweat forming on her pale forehead. My son, where are you? Nathan takes Mother by her thin, emaciated hand. She leans closer to look at him, struggling to recognize his face. Stefan, were you playing with your younger brothers in the garden? You must be all dirty. Come here. You may not be my son, but I care for you as though you were my own. Oh, what a nice, happy family we have. A blessing from the twins, as the family's literally falling apart at the seams. Nathan is unsure what to do or say. Father strokes his wife's hair. His eyes are two orbs of searing, indescribable pain.
You're a little confused, Lydia. This is Nathan, and the children are all grown up now, remember?
Mother's eyes were bright and alive just now, but the next moment they grow dim again. Her head falls weakly back onto the pillow.
You're right, my husband. The children grew up, but I was never able to teach them how to live in peace with each other. I let you down, Robert. You made a mistake when you took me into your home. You saved my daughter and me from a life of poverty, and how did I repay you?
Gloria cannot take it anymore. What are you saying, Mother? Don't you dare blame yourself. You did your best. You did all you could. Father looks away, unable to hold back the deluge of tears. Mother's voice is so faint now. Calls out to you. And Butterball, where is he? That damn apostate heretic. May he burn forever. With great care, you move closer to Mother. You answer her quietly. You're here, right by her side. You don't say, is she dying from disappointment? Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Butterball, I'm so happy to know you're here. I always knew greatness awaited you, ever since you were a little boy. What a shame I won't be there to see it. I couldn't save the Brant family. I will face my punishment at my final judgment. But don't worry, my dears. I am ready to stand before the twins. Well, the irony here, or maybe it's not irony, maybe not quite irony, but, she spent her entire life suffering to try and keep the family together. If Eustachius is correct, and the lots are indeed the will of the twins, as it is presented, then, boy, she's heading straight to the top, baby. Damn, has she suffered. Damn, has she suffered. It was just constipation, is that it? Just give her some X-Lax, some Miralax, she'll be fine. Maybe. Lydia Brant's voice trails off. No longer a voice, just a final whisper of life. Will you accept your mother's death, or will you find a way to fight for her life? We got nothing. Our unity's a little on the low side. Bye, Ma. I'll see you on the other side, Ma. I'll be joining you soon. Mother's not long for this world, and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't have an option. I got nothing. We go with one. F's in chat, indeed. Rip Ma. Your heart aches and grows numb as you realize the inevitable. There is nothing you can do to help your dying mother. There is nothing that would give her strength. Your family has grown weak from all the spite and strife that has filled your home. Even now, at Mother's deathbed, you can feel the enmity, disappointment, and anger driving your family apart. Children, accept this humbly. Her voice trails off, her eyes grow dull. Her cold hands release yours, fall onto the bed, and grow still. The last emotion on Mother's face is a sadness born of exhaustion. A scream of despair rips itself out of Gloria's throat. We did this to her. We fought so much that we killed her. Me, Stefan, Butterball. Wow, wait, don't lump me in. You put me in the middle of this shit. Nathan yelps with grief. He runs away howling. Father slowly sits and takes his late wife's hands in his. His tears flow no more. His eyes stare far into the distance, empty and bleak.
Lydia.
You mourn her together, but alone. You leave the house to roam the garden, empty and numb. Mother has left this world for the peak of the pillar to face the twins' judgment. She spent all of her life preparing for this journey. But now her mortal life is ended. She is no longer here. Never again will she gather her family at the table. Never again will she offer a word of solace in trying times. Never again will she greet you with her quiet, humble smile. You make a great dying mother bear. Well, you know, that's been my goal in life. You bury your face in your hands. Lydia Brante, your mother, has left this world.
Oh, I did this.
Oh, I did this. I did this. Grateful has succumbed to illness. What a change. Okay. Okay, prolonged illness. Yep. Unity is dumped by 2. It's all over. Oh no. We have to save the family for Ma. We have to do it for Ma. We owe her that much. Holy shit, that was a dumpster. It's fine. We can do this. We can save the family. Oh, damn. Mother's demise, year 1144. Your mother lost her fight to the severe illness. She will never return from the hereafter. What did Ma ever do for us? Well, pretty much everything. She's the only reason we're still alive. If not for her, we would have died our true death long ago. Literally glue holding the family together, true? This event is a consequence of your previous actions. A broken branch. Ah, good. It's finally come back to haunt us. Perfect. A broken branch. The sitting room is brightly illuminated by dozens of candles. Today, the tapestry bearing the Brante family crest, an oak branch wrapped in chains, hangs above the fireplace. The petitions have been granted, and the paperwork is ready. Today, Gloria will join the Brante family and become your father's lawful daughter. The entire family is gathered together, except for Stefan. Ever since you and Gloria got your way, your elder brother has spent less and less time at home, preferring to take prolonged trips or visit his noble friends. Gloria is standing by the fireplace, clothed in a modest black dress, quite unlike her usual trousers and men's jacket. Even her hair is braided today. For the sake of this momentous occasion, she's behaving as reservedly as she can, though she often glances at you with gratitude. She dresses up nice, what can I say? Father steps forward solemnly and makes a speech, as the family watches in profound silence.
Come closer, Gloria, and become a branch of the Brante family tree.
Gloria kneels humbly before the man she has called Sir Robert all her life. She holds his hand in front of her face as the ceremony demands.
From this day forth, you shall be a full member of this family, your fate now bound with ours. Wear your name with honor, and may the Brante family prosper with you.
Gloria leaves a filial kiss on the fingers of his outstretched hand.
Now rise, Gloria Brante.
Slowly, gracefully, confidently, Gloria rises to her feet. For the first time since childhood, she looks and seems like your older sister. With a smile, Father at last embraces his adopted daughter as a parent. Gloria warmly responds to his embrace, then hurries to you. Butterball, we're legally brother and sister now. I owe it all to you. I swear I'll never forget what you've done for me. I promise I'll be more careful from now on. I'll only do what's best for the family whose name I bear. You answer her without hesitation. Gloria has always been your family. All you did was make it official. Your sister squeezes your hand in excitement. This is her day, the day she has been waiting for all her life. Loud, thudding steps echo in the foyer. The door swings open. Stefan stands on the doorstep. Your elder brother, now haggard-looking and covered in the dust of the road, casts a tired gaze over the faces of the family gathered around the fireplace.
So it seems I've arrived at the very moment of triumph. Would you look at that? Already celebrating the day the Brant family lost its honor, are you?
Gloria stands between you and him, brave and confident, hands on her hips. She has no reason to be afraid of Stefan's fury now. We are celebrating the fact that no member of this family can now toss another member out on the street. Stefan allows himself a bitter chuckle.
Gloria, how typical of you. You've cut off your nose to spite your face. And my brother Butterball is just the same. You've all robbed our bloodline of our noble future. You've ruined everything Sir Gregor Brant paid for in sweat and blood. If it weren't for him, we would have nothing.
Stefan's face grows crimson as he says these words. It takes him a moment, albeit a brief one, to compose himself and continue.
But what's done is done. Our honor is already lost. From now on, I will have no further connection to your family. I'm leaving for the capital. Nothing will ever make me visit this home again. I suppose it's time for my farewells then. Stefan, wait. Don't be ridiculous. You're still my eldest son and heir. And what, pray tell, am I to inherit, father? You robbed us all of our hereditary title right when it was within our grasp. But I don't blame you. You're the victim of my brother's schemes. Or do you disagree, Butterball?
Stefan delivers his furious tirade from the doorway, one step away from leaving. What will you tell Stefan before he departs forever?
See ya! Peace!
Unity is too low. The family, if we're gonna hit 0, we're hitting 0. It's happening. The family's done. He didn't even come to Mom's deathbed. True. It's a fair point. You allow Stefan to sever all ties to the Brant family. The big 0, here it comes! Coldly, you snap back at Stefan that if a title was all your brother ever wanted from this family, then he doesn't deserve to bear the family name. All Stefan has brought to the Brant family is strife, animosity, and scorn. For the sake of his ambition, he was ready and willing to sacrifice anything, anyone, all under the pretense of protecting his family. Good riddance. There is no place for him here. We failed Ma at the first hurdle. Go fuck a cactus is what I'd say. He probably has. Have you seen his face? That's the face of a man who's had bad times with a good cactus. Stefan meets your lengthy speech with surprising calm. When you were done, a bitter grin appears on his face again.
You will never understand what it means to be a nobleman, Butterball. But you are right about one thing. This is no longer my concern. It's high time I did something for myself. I'm still the son of Amalia Elborn. Should I ask my uncle Sir Elborn to grant me his family name? He will not refuse me. I shall forge a new fate for myself, one without any of you in it.
I got some bad news to break to you. Sir Elborn is a rebel and a believer of the new faith. And well, let's go. You know what? You go struggle in that family for a while. you go have fun with that. Yeah, it's gonna be great for you. Stefan studies each of you, as though trying his best to remember this moment forever. His face reflects a fleeting moment of regret, but it is quickly replaced by decisiveness.
I cannot reject this bloodtide, it flows in my veins now, but I can reject all of you. Sir Robert Brant, you are no longer my father or my patriarch. Butterball, Nathan, you are my brothers no more, and I will make sure everyone knows it.
Stefan removes a ring bearing the family seal from his finger and hurls it into the roaring fireplace. Then he glances at each of you one last time before turning away and walking briskly outside. A moment later, you hear hooves. Hiccup! Clattering against cobblestones, growing quieter as they recede into the distance. And then a long silence marred only by the crackling of the fireplace. Father collapses into a chair, overcome with grief.
My eldest son has rejected our family. Ye gods, what did I do to anger you so?
Gloria steps carefully towards her foster father. Her hand comes to a rest on his shoulder. He puts it to his face as the tears begin to flow.
I hope Stefan would come to accept our decision, but a hereditary title means more to him than our family's happiness. We won't make the same mistake he did.
We will weather the scorn of the noble families with dignity. We will remain united in this home, no matter what.
0 unity. -1.
Yes, Father, that we will. Your family does their best to console each other, but the celebration is ruined. Eventually you go to your room to sleep, but a flood of memories keeps slumber at bay. You remember Stefan leading you by the hand through the yard. You remember sitting at the big table on the porch, poking each other in the arm. You remember marching through the streets of Enizot at night looking for Gloria. And now Stefan has left his family home in Enizot, never to return. This is the last you will ever hear of the man who used to be your elder brother. Sorry, Pop! God damn it, disappointment's tough. You can just see it. Disowned again, dang. Yeah, it just keeps happening, Riv. I don't know. It's like Unity's going up. It sounds like it, but I guarantee we just hit 0. Well, hey, Gloria's happy about it. It's cool. Severed all ties. Bye! Yeah, it was bound to happen. It was either that or I killed him. One of the two was going to happen, or he killed me. Those were the 3 possible ends with Stefan Brante. Well, I'm sure there's other ends. Like if we go noble and forsake our sister, I'm sure we're best of pals. But anyway. Unity is at 0. We did it. Reputation. Holy shit. Okay. Well, I mean, to be fair, we only had 1 anyway, so that wasn't as impactful a loss as as the game game wants us to think it was, because we only had 1 anyway. So technically, that might as well just here. You can't even see the 0. That's what actually happened. Oh look, we're the heir of the family, of the disgraced family. Perfect. Joke's on you. I was already trash. True. All right. We'll lead the House Brante in the future. Hey, look at us. We got a promotion. All we had to do was destroy the family to get it. Time for the comeback. I don't know. We're on our last life, and I have a propensity for death. Robert adopts Gloria, and she becomes a full-fledged Brante. Hooray! We did it. Stefan exiled. What? Oh, okay. Never mind. He exiled himself. It's not an exile if you do it yourself. It's just running away. Fuck Grandpa's legacy. We forge our own way. True. I don't know if there's a comeback, but if there is, we'll probably not find it. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Family strife. Conditions met. Unity 0. The family falls apart. Oh, you know. Family strife. The tension at home has become insufferable. Everyone in your family has been driven to the brink by the unending bickering and fighting. Even the smallest family matter is bound to provoke hours of arguments and drove of mutual insults. This makes no sense after what just happened. We will weather with dignity. It's kind of weird hitting 0 unity right after that event. Because it feels like such a disconnect from what just happened to what's now happening. So, this feels like another weak point in the game's design, unfortunately, because this doesn't feel like it makes sense after what just happened. But we'll go with it. I mean, you know, maybe we can salvage something here. Tonight you can already hear it from the doorstep. Screams of fury, shrill sobbing. You watch Father run down the stairs. He is absolutely livid. Your unity didn't last that long. Yeah.
Twins, grant me strength. How am I even supposed to get along with my own family now?
You ask what brought it on this time, but all your question does is draw Father's ire upon you.
Of course you have no idea what's going on. You're doing nothing, Butterball. Nothing at all to return peace to this family. You're just fanning the flame.
Notice how it's very vague, and it's not really involving anyone other than the person who can't be removed from the family?
So this event because of the nature of the point system, this event has to be completely agnostic to what's actually happened to the family up to this point. Which makes it really weird and jarring. Father stops himself before he can utter another word. He hurries to his study. The door shuts and locks. Alas, the house is quiet, but it is far from calm. And we just lost relations with Stefan Brant, who is no longer in the family. Which means, yeah, this event is really fucking out of place right now. This needed to happen sooner or not at all. This needed to happen way sooner or not. Actually, not even way sooner. If this had just happened before the Gloria thing, it would have made sense. But at this point, this event is completely out of touch with what's happening in the game. It's so weird. It's so weird. That's so weird. Apparently, Stefan Brant was a part of the arguing in the house. Yeah. This event is completely fucked. Oh, good. The dead lady. The dead lady. The dead lady is apparently a part of the argument, too. Ma came back from the grave just to have one more argument with the family. Jesus Christ. It's so broken. Oh no. We did everything we could to scuff this. We scuffed this entire playthrough. You have decreased the relations with your dead grandpa as well. Wait, did we? Did we? Oh jeez. I'm sorry, Pa. Everyone was arguing. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's right. The first one was the grandpa, not the... Okay. Joe finding all them bugs. This isn't even a bug. This is just a failure in the storytelling mechanics of the game. I mean, with a setup like this, there's bound to be a failure somewhere in the chain. It's inevitable. And we just found it hard. We walked like a brick fucking wall right into it. And we lost willpower for it. Ouch. The Mark of Dishonor. Oh, good. Another one. The family falls apart. Well, maybe this one will at least make sense. Still think it's a really, really good game until you get to peacetime. And then the weak spots start to show. The first half of the game is fan-fucking-tastic. Second half of the game gets kind of derpy. It doesn't really hold up well. Just die already. Okay, the Mark of Dishonor. Recent events have dealt a crushing blow to the reputation of the Brant family. You have slipped into the realm of infamy and disgrace. So far, the noble families of the city have patiently endured your transgressions, but now you have lost face in their eyes. Noble society is eager to bring your every dusty scandal back into the light. Old offenses, ancient grievances, and naturally Father's marriage to Lydia, Brant, and Gloria's noble origins. And they have surely not forgotten the sons of Robert and Lydia Brant, Butterball and Nathan, were born out of wedlock. None of the nobles will ever say this to your face, of course. Their behavior will seem perfectly ordinary, on the surface. But no matter where you go now, you will be followed by scornful glances and dismissive whispers. Everything is going to zero.
We have to accept this, and humbly bear this burden. All hope of being ennobled by the sword is lost. No matter what we do to restore our name, we will never wash away this mark of dishonor.
Unity was already at 0. Well, we still have moderate means. We're okay. This one at least makes more sense. This one doesn't feel completely out of place. In fact, this even kind of follows up right off of the back of the whole family, thing. So this one at least makes sense. Branded by Dishonored. By Dishonor. I played Dishonored. Good game. Never to recover. Ah, shucks. Thomas's wedding. This event is a consequence. Hey, something positive. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. And he's not dead. Good, fantastic. Hey, at least something good came from all of our decisions, chat. Thomas's wedding. This is a day you remember well. It began with a loud, impatient knock at the door. You were surprised to see Thomas paying a visit to your home. There is joy on his face as your old friend shakes your hand. Brand, it's been a while since I saw you last. I just got back to the city. I visited my folks and ran straight here. Otten finally stopped hounding me. I sure hope that whole mess is over for good. You invite your friend in, but he gestures for you to wait, a sly smile on his face. I'm in a hurry right now, buddy. So much to do, so little time. I'll explain. I just got back from Silmina. There was this girl in the village, a shopkeeper named Mir. She gave me shelter, and I ended up falling head over heels in love with her. You congratulate your friend and pat him on the shoulder with joy. He laughs happily. My poor mom and pa, all their life they'd hoped I'd marry a noblewoman. I used to hope for that too when I was young, but now I know some things matter more than noble titles. Mir's about to be my wife. Hey, if only Thomas was our actual brother. Look at this guy go. He's got all of his shit together. His ducks are all in a row. His coconuts are lined up neatly, with little cracks in them because he used the back of a cleaver. Ready to be sipped from. You offer Thomas words of congratulation, but he suddenly grows serious. Otten's left me alone, but Mir and I will still be better off far away from Anazont. I wasn't happy serving the Legion anyway. I thought the nobleman's lot would set me free from suffering and do the same for my descendants. But it just ain't that simple. I was less free than ever. I'll be better off as a commoner again, earning my living by the sweat of my brow. A farmstead might not be an estate, but the high and mighty won't ever set their sights on me again. I'll live my life in peace, just like I wanted. I've just got one last request for you, though, Butterball. You've done so much for me, but I'd be honored if you'd be a witness to my wedding vows before the twins. Hey! Alright, what do we got? Bond of friendship, and we're good with him? Yep. Path of the priest? Or Big Thomas farewell? The fuck? Family isn't the people you're related to by blood, it's the people you choose. True. And I chose Thomas. He's the best brother I ever had. Alright. You thought they were like, no. These ones, we can do anyone we want. So we can either bear witness or we can perform the wedding ceremony ourselves. What do you guys think? Which one? You were very upset for a moment. Oh yeah, I would have been horribly upset if we got dead dropped into Big Thomas farewell after everything. I think I would have uninstalled the game on the spot. Blood of the Covenant is thicker than water of the womb. I don't know how thick womb water is. One or two? Yeah, honestly, either of them pretty much work. Either's pretty... Two? Well, we got a 1 and we got a 2. Solid. We got 2 2s. We got more 2s. We got 2. Alright, people want us to perform the wedding ceremony. Interestingly, when my older brother got married, one of his best friends was the official at the wedding. So, this... Just a little fun fact, I guess. Your hand comes to rest on Thomas's shoulder. You are a priest yourself, perfectly capable of conducting the wedding ceremony. It would be an honor. Will Thomas agree? Now feed them to the pigs. We have corn for the pigs, Mike. What do you want? Silence of the Lambs, pigs? Is that what you want? Damn man-eating pigs. That's exactly what you want. Thomas glows with joy. I was afraid to ask Butterball.
Now my best friend's gonna marry me to the love of my life. How about that? I gotta go get ready.
Several days later, you follow your childhood friend to a smallish temple, nestled on the edge of the brass district. He is wearing a plain white shirt. Needless luxuries are forbidden at the austere wedding ritual. You are both welcomed by the bride, a blonde-haired young woman, innocence and hospitality written across her trusting face. The bride's parents stand further away, two aging villagers eyeing the streets of the big city with suspicion.
Mia, meet Father Butterball Brante, my best friend ever since we were lads. He's gonna marry us before the twins.
The bride greets you with a humble bow. The three of you step inside the temple. You close the doors behind you. Tradition demands no one else be allowed to attend the sacred wedding ritual. Thomas and Mir kneel before the altar. This is the first time you have performed a wedding ceremony, but you know the ritual well. You must summon the twins to oversee the sacred union of this couple. And so you call forth, O twins, elder and younger, behold these two as they kneel before you. They beseech you to join them in eternal wedlock. The candle flames dance and quiver. You hear a strange murmur in the temple. The darkness beneath the vault of the temple ceiling swirls into two colossal shades. The bride and groom raise their eyes to them, awestruck. Now you ask the bride and groom in turn to swear their loyalty to this divine union.
I do.
The bride echoes Thomas. You stand over the kneeling bride and groom and speak their names as the twins watch over you. Thomas Squero and Mir of Sulmina. One of the colossal shades leans over them, looming like a towering sword, while the other bursts in a beacon of blinding light that illuminates the temple from within. Thomas and Mir look into each other's eyes in amazement. From this moment forth, they are bound to one another by divine law, and divine love fills their hearts. And with that, the ritual is complete. Thomas Guerrero and Mir of Sulmina are now man and wife in the eyes of the twins.
It's Ma! She's everywhere.
The solemn ceremony is ended. It is time to celebrate. A humble but happy feast is to be held in the bride's village. As day gives way to night, you and Thomas leave to the revel to enjoy a moment of quiet repose on the front porch. The familiar wastes of Magra stretch out before you in the darkness. Your old friend looks off into the distance, hopeful.
Yeah, remember how we fought in that yard over our little brothers? So much happened since then.
Both of you laugh as you recall the beginning of your friendship. The beginning of our friendship was actually a fight, which, chat, interestingly enough, is the way most of my best friendships in life have started. With a fight. Interestingly enough.
I'll treasure those memories forever. I will. And you can be sure that my firstborn son name will be Butterball. Fuck. I'm sorry I put this curse on your family. You always cry at weddings. Oh, God. Dang, he really does consider you a friend. No, I'm sorry. A life of turmoil and strife has been thrust upon this poor child. Killing one family wasn't enough. Oh, God. It's perfect. I love every second of it.
Okay, alright. A lot of your guy friends are like that. Their friendship started with brawls. I think it's common. You put it all out there, and you got a little more respect for the person on the other side. I guess. I don't know. I don't think I have a male friend that didn't start with at least some conflict of some sort. Maybe not necessarily physical, but certainly we didn't like each other at the offset. Or something like that. Now the kid named after you has to destroy Thomas's family. Well, he probably will, let's be honest. It's the Butterball curse. When has Butterball not destroyed a family? Something about fights that forge strong bonds. I mean, I guess you love Butterball Jr. Me too. I don't know. It's almost like it just gets all this shit out in the open, out on the table, and dealt with all at once. And then it's done. Once it's done, it's done. There's no more animosity left after you've fought somebody. You've done. You've put it all out there. It's over. And not every time, admittedly, but a lot of the time it does. It's like it just creates a... You fought well. You know, that sort of thing. Let's grab a beer. Let's do whatever. It's just... I think it breeds a certain degree of respect. You both essentially manned up and dealt with your problem. I don't know. Maybe that's an oversimplifying version. I don't know. It's weird, but it seems to be the way it is. At least your name isn't Butterbean. Well, you haven't seen my son yet. Good old Butterbean. Thomas Chunkles pondering. Oh, yeah, I'd ponder that one too. You and I, we grew up on the same street, but look how different we turned out. You have a say in other people's fates, Brant. Your name will surely be remembered. Well, me, I'm still a humble nobody, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I used to be so sure a man could never start over with a clean slate, but I guess I was wrong. I'll never forget you, Butterball Brant. You'll never forget everything you've done for me. A tear runs down your friend's cheek. For the last time, Thomas embraces you. Tomorrow he will leave Ennisant forever. Will you ever meet him again? Nobody knows. Hey, look at that, we gained some eloquence. Oh, for the speech. And our theology went up. Cool, if only we had these fucking ages ago. Might be a little late for them to matter now, but at least they're over 12, so they're functional at this point. So, you know, if we can get them over 13, that would be great. Hey, you know what? The family stuff was a bit of a bummer, but look at that! Look at this, something happy, something good. You see Thomas off to his new life, far from all the danger and chaos. Remembered with animosity. Except now you need stats over 16. Well, I hope not, because even for our main stats, we can't get that high. So, you know. I do expect in the next chapter they will increase. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen for the next chapter, assuming we even get there alive. We're almost done. We have like 2 more years, I think. Repentance. The last few months have been marked by a welcome absence of quarreling at the branch. Oh, has it? Has it, huh? Has it? Then what was that event about us hitting 0 unity and everything being constant arguments and fighting? The disconnect continues. Your only concern these days is the price you have to pay for this peace. Jesus Christ. Today you come home late, wrung dry after a day of work and worry. Everyone is sound asleep. You are making your way to your bedroom when you hear a suspicious noise coming from Father's study. It is too late for Father to be working. You go to the door of the study, trying to tread softly and turn the knob. The room is brightly lit by the moon. You recognize your brother's clumsy silhouette above Father's desk in the moonlight. Nathan hears you come in and leaps to the side in fear. You see something glinting in his hands. Father's dagger. Thomas was causing all the fighting. Was that it? He came to stay over for a couple of months and everything went to hell? Alright, fair enough. Oh, Butterball, it's you. Shush. I just took the dagger for a moment. Don't worry, I know holding a weapon's against my lot. I don't mean anyone any harm. It's for me, actually. I have to go to the twins. Your younger brother clumsily turns the dagger around, holding it against his own body. You try to remain still. Nathan wants to take one of his own lives, but why? I'm not even sure how to say it, brother. I just can't find a place in this world. I'm always an outsider, always a waste of space. Isn't there some place for me in the twins' design? I can't stop thinking about it. I've been trying to understand them for so long. How am I supposed to live in their world? What's my place in their great plan? But I've only made things worse. I meddled with the Marquine sect. I defined and rejected my lot, indulged in vice, but I found nothing there. The old faith, the new faith, Father Mark's heresy, they gave me all sorts of answers, but none of them worked. There's nothing else left for me now. I've got to go see the twins myself and ask them. Oh. I know I'm in the front to their plan just because I'm alive, but I'll repent. I'll pray for their forgiveness. But the twins never forgive, you tell Nathan softly. They never have, and they never will. You will be judged in the hereafter for every false step you take. Your younger brother sighs heavily. I know, Mother taught us all of our lives, but I still have to try. There's no other way. One of my lives isn't too big a price if it works. I can't find any use for them anyway. See you soon, brother. Hope I'll be different when I come back. One of his own lives? How many? Everyone has 4. You can die 3 times and come back. On your 4th death, you're dead for good. So this will be his 2nd death. He has died once before, though he doesn't remember how because he was completely drunk. Nathan, stop it. Our poor little Nathan. I remember him like it was just a couple weeks ago. Poor little Nathan seeking guidance, looking to the twins, and look at him now. It's all fallen apart. A cloud passes over the moon. Father's study grows dark, illuminated only by the shining light of the distant pillar. Nathan's body contorts awkwardly. He raises the dagger, aiming it at his own heart. Uh-oh. Okay. 1 or 2. Call Mother! Can you call the Afterlife Collect? Call Mother. Oh no. Wonder if his first death was because we asked for a cure? I don't know. Who knows? Mom, Nathan's killing himself again. Protect. Okay. Like 4 weeks ago, he was a child. Yeah, tell me about it. Damn, they grow up fast. Alright, so we got 2 2s. We got a 1. As of right now, it looks like 2 takes it. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just assume Vanilla's probably a 2er as well here. Another 2er. What are the options? It's do not stop Nathan or protect your brother. 2, it's a lot of... We got 2s coming in. Even Voice of Murder's like, nah, bruh. Stop it. It's a trick. Honestly, if we end up dying from this, and this is our true death, so be it. Makes enough sense, I guess. Redemption for ruining the family. Save the last part of it. He will never forgive you. Well, you know. Our theology is 12. You prevent your younger brother from acting on his reckless plan. You slowly approach your younger brother. His shaking hands violently squeeze the hilt of the dagger, but your soulful voice has a soothing effect on him. Nathan has no reason to hurry, you assure him. You will meet the twins when his time comes. Trying to draw on the twins' attention is an act of grave insolence, you tell him. The twins are always watching. They know everything they need to know. If they have anything Nathan needs to hear, he will hear it when the time is right. Nathan hesitates, but you know your brother well enough to sway him. He lowers the dagger without protest. You take the sharp steel from your brother's hands and put it back where it belongs. Your father will never know of this midnight intrusion into his study. You're right, Butterball. You're always right. Who am I compared to the twins? I can't even get anything out of a regular person. But how am I supposed to live in this silence? You're trying to advise your brother on this, but he responds to your words with broody mutterings. So I'm beneath even the lowly lot, it seems. I should just accept it and suffer, but I can't. Despite everything Mother taught me, there are no answers out there for me. After that night, Nathan throws all caution to the wind. He spends every day and night in dank taverns surrounded by suspicious characters. His pitiful existence is devoid of all meaning. Your only consolation is that one of your younger brother's lives has been spared. Consumed by despair. No deaths here. It's because Nathan isn't committing murder. I guess that's fair enough. Ah, poor lad. Our theology went up and our manipulation... Well, theology's officially a functional stat now. Huzzah! Poor manipulation. Okay. The denunciation! Oh boy. Everything is going to shit. It always does. The Inquisition ward that has become your second home now feels jarringly different. Jean is sitting on a crude bench, all hunched over, her face in her hands. You stand by her side, still unable to believe that this is really happening. Look, these are our case files. Retribution is inevitable. We will face the tribunal tomorrow. Without lifting her eyes, she hands you a couple of pages. Witnessed with my own eyes as Inquisitor Butterball Brante and his sister in faith Jean indulged in debauchery beneath the canopy of the sacred she. The homeless guy is fed up with this shit. The homeless guy is fed up. He's tired of it, man. He's tired. He just wanted to sleep that night, and we come in, and we just start tussling around in front of him, and he's like, damn it. I just want to sleep. It is a denunciation. Someone saw you that night under the silver tree. Patriarch Cassius insisted on attending the hearing, and Ulrich will pass judgment. What's up, Yuri? She might be dead, we might be dead, everyone might be dead here. Her eyes are full of angry tears. You reach out to touch her shoulder reassuringly, but Jean moves away. She breathes deeply and pulls herself together. Answer him honestly, the younger will be watching over us. Lying is out of the question. Should you acknowledge your guilt, or is there a way to escape punishment? Nope! Deny everything! Our eloquence is way too low, and Jean is not... Oh, one of these, okay. Ask Archduke Milanitis for help. Well, this is awkward. It's awkward. Tell the truth. You confess everything that happened between you under the silver tree. Okay, well, here comes true death. There are only a handful of people in the courtroom. They are all priests from various Renaissance churches. You stand before Patriarch Cassius and Inquisitor Ulrich. The Inquisitor's gaze is full of disappointment. The Patriarch, on the contrary, has a triumphant smile on his face. You need to get up in about 4 hours, but you want to see more incest. Where's the incest? There's no incest. What do you mean? The image of the younger gazes at you sternly from the icon behind them. Let the tribunal begin. This shouldn't take long. Brother Butterball and Sister Jean, you stand accused of engaging in a depraved carnal liaison with one another. Under the silver tree, no less. What sacrilege! The priests exchange whispers. You feel the blood pounding in your temples. Wasn't Jean your half-sister? No! We don't even know what family she's from. She was just a priest. We went to seminary together. But Mike, you had a very different thought pattern of what was going on here, huh? You feel cheated. Yeah, I would. God. Yeah, Gloria was our half-sister. Not Jean. The same game you were playing? You remember this one, yep. This game is now 0 out of 7. It is so, Patriarch. Still, this denunciation might as well be an attempt to tarnish our order and nothing more. A slander concocted by someone who harbors a grudge against the Inquisition. Brother Butterball, beneath the gaze of the younger, tell us, your brethren and mentors in faith, what really happened? It is hard to keep calm. You imagine that they are not here. Ulrich, Cassius, and other priests. Not even Jean is here. You look into the face of the younger and start relating everything to him. The whole truth. As bitter as your shame is, you are indeed guilty, and penance must be done. Yes, you sinned. You yielded to the feelings that overcame you. You deeply regret the incident, but it was the will of the twins that led you to it. And neither you nor Jean could resist it beneath the silver tree. It happened but once. It never happened again. And it could never happen again. The room is silent. Cassius watches you intently. Then he lowers his gaze, concealing a grin. Inquisitor Ulrich's nostrils flare angrily. Step priest was stuck in the tree. We were just helping. Uninstall and refund. Reason no incest. I don't know if that's a valid refund option, Raider.
What about you, Sister Jean? What do you have to say?
Jean also speaks only to the image of the younger. She stands tall, very strained, her voice completely devoid of emotion. It happened just as Inquisitor Butterball said. I have nothing to add to his statement. I assume we will have to accept our punishment for this misdeed.
We have heard enough, Inquisitor Ulrich. What sentence would be sufficient for these sinners?
True death! True death! Ulrich remains silent for a moment.
In the name of the younger, I assign you the following penance. You will be imprisoned. You will each spend 3 months in solitary prayer. Your only companions will be the twins.
The Patriarch nods approvingly. You leave the courtroom feeling exhausted. Someone came home right as the trial began. Well, good luck explaining this one. It's gonna be tough. The Sacred Conclave is right around the corner. Do you think Patriarch Cassius could be the one behind this denunciation? Does it even matter? Does it matter? The younger's retribution was inevitable. It makes no difference who carries out the punishment. How did our well, we went ahead and told the truth. Yeah, okay. We get to live, yeah. We just spend 3 months in isolation. It's fine, I can do it. I can handle it. Inquisition power going down, though. Well, there we go. That's probably for the best. Downfall of the Inquisition. Handle it. That's something we got to choose. True. A storm on the horizon. I think this is our last year before the end of peacetime. For over a year now, Anazant has been steadily simmering with unrest, like a soup pot over a well-stoked flame. Commoners flock to the squares in droves. The mobs grow bolder, demanding new freedoms and protection under the law. The last straw insurgents commit brazen acts, hoping to overthrow the authorities. The noble gentry insisted that every mob be dispersed by force. They are ready to fight for their ancient privilege, sword in hand. In spite of this enormous pressure, Overseer Gaius Tempest remains highly reluctant to allow any bloodshed. But the common people are already too desperate. Even the age-old fear of the nobility's might is barely enough to keep them in check. More and more people are rejecting the lots and converting to the new faith. Not to mention other, stranger, more esoteric teachings and beliefs. New secret societies and clandestine gatherings appear every day. Printed pamphlets litter the streets. Yet no one is rushing to subdue the citizens or punish the city, for now. Father Leonard has transformed the Temple of the Silver Tree into a new believer stronghold. He is no longer afraid to break the ban on preaching the new faith. His sermons now openly challenge the old faith.
It seems the Church of the Twins is unable to recognize its great mistake. The lots must be abandoned as relics of the past. The Twins granted everyone the freedom to choose their own path in this world, and I will not stop until this freedom is recognized throughout the Empire. The next Patriarch of Magra must be chosen by the parish, not the clergy. This is the will of the Twins, and it must be ours as well.
Leonard intends to amend the old order of the Church and become Patriarch. His opponents, however, are beset by internal struggle and strife. The Inquisition is fighting a myriad of heresies, more of which appear every day. Not even the highest ranks of the faith are free from suspicion. The new faith, meanwhile, is steadily growing in numbers. People no longer fear being damned to the foot of the pillar for rejecting the divine design. The streets are restless and dangerous. Minds and souls are beset by confusion. The authorities argue and bicker among themselves. Conspiracies plague the city. Time marches on and the change is coming. It cannot be stopped. Can you find a way to guide it in the right direction? The weight of a new age now rests upon your shoulders. Well, if I know myself and any of our decisions we have made here together, Definitely together, all of us, definitely not just me or anyone, it's just all of us collectively. We are gonna drive this train right into the fucking ground. I'm ready. Well, on the upside, new faith is increasing. That's good. That's probably good, and that is kind of what we were aiming for all this time. Kinda sounds awesome. Mass extinction. Really thought we were dead, Nito. Yeah, that was a tough one. A family matter. What family? It's all shattered. For over a year now, Anazat has been slowly simmering with unrest. The feud between the estates, between the old faith and the new, between the law of the Empire and noble traditions. Tensions are at an all-time high, waiting for the slightest spark to catch fire and burn. Even your family's affairs have been affected by the growing unrest. It is during these troubling times that the future of your family will be decided. Father shakes you awake early in the morning. He is excited, clutching a letter bearing the imperial seal of Tempest Dynasty.
Wake up, son. Come to the sitting room. A letter has come from Overseer Gaius Tempest.
He gingerly breaks the seal and unfolds the missive.
To the Honorable Brante family, I, Gaius of the Tempest Dynasty, Overseer of the province of Magra, have given due consideration to your petition to have your bloodline ennobled by the sword. You are expected in 1 week at Castle Aniri, as are all petitioners for the sword, where you shall hear my decision firsthand.
Well, this is not going to end well. But Gloria's a Brant and Tommy hasn't made. Yeah, as the Brant family falls apart, she finally made it. After finishing the letter, Father turns to you. He looks fatigued. They're setting this up like there's a chance in hell of us actually being able to ennoble. Like, you get to choose. Bullshit, it's already decided. Don't taunt me with the option of turning it around, with the idea that this could be salvaged.
Well, son, it's time for us to be honest with each other about our family. What do you have to say about this? Where do we, the Brants, stand after so many years? What hopes do we have for the future of this family?
The past 7 years have been marked by many life-changing events.
Yep, that feels about right.
The past 7 years have been marked by many life-changing events. The rare joys, the frequent fights, the arguments, the attempts at peace, the losses. Sometimes you have managed to change their minds, and sometimes you have not. But your decisions have made you realize what matters most to you. The future of the Brant family must be decided here and now.
What the fuck?
See, this is a weird one. This is another weird one. We're being railroaded into a really weird decision for the character we had designed. Even if things went to shit, our character would not sever all ties with the family. Period. Hey, well, to the pigs. Yep. Alright, well, she became a Brant only to lose her name, as the family is apparently dead. What the fuck? Daddy was excited when he woke us up, too. God, this game has a tough time here in the later sections. You coldly point out that the family's chance for a hereditary title is long gone, and the family itself, why, it all but disintegrated years ago. You failed to quell the strife at home. You could not snuff the coals of enmity that slowly turned your family into disjointed clumps of ash. All attempts to put the family's affairs in order have led to naught. And now it is time to admit that the Brant family is no more. There's a deep pain in Father's eyes as he meets your gaze, but he does not argue. Which is why you continue. It would only be reasonable to sever what remains of your family ties. It is for your own good. You have all been strangers for a long time. Again, this is at complete fucking odds with the whole Gloria becoming a Brant event. It's just, the threads are so frayed at this point. Admittedly, there were some weird decisions that got us to this point, but it's all so frayed that it just doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. You may live under the same roof, but you are no family. It is time to end these frantic attempts to fix that which is already beyond repair. Nothing good will come of it. Father is silent. A long moment passes before he speaks.
As much as it saddens me to say this, you're right, son. We failed. I failed as the family patriarch, and I failed my lot. I was chasing after a lofty position and neglected all the troubles in our family. I tried to please everyone, and I let everyone down. All I can say is that your grandfather was right about everything.
You put your hand on Father's shoulder. It is not his fault alone, you tell him. All of you made mistakes. You too bear a sizable share of the blame.
But I am the patriarch, no matter what. I am responsible for this family. What a disgrace. What an embarrassment I am.
Previous decisions? No, but at the point we did that, his exact words were, "We will weather this shame together." Everyone kind of huddled together. You know, Gloria, kiss Gloria's hand, etc., etc. It's at complete odds with an event we had not even an hour ago. We will weather this, yada, 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 yada. And then we get one weird event, again, that assumes people are still in the house, apparently. And then now we get this. It's all disjointed. It's all so disjointed at this point. Just a facade. You just had an idea for this game. A better idea, in your opinion, would be to allow all options open, but is more of a D20 roll. If you don't have enough unity, for example, you'll just need a 19 or 20 to succeed. You don't know if you're making sense. I kind of like the idea. I feel like that's probably a better way to handle this. That way you at least have a shot at sculpting the story how you want. Another thing I think would maybe be fair is like fate points. Like every chapter you get a couple. Like the earlier chapters probably don't need many. But when you get to like this chapter, you get a couple more. Where you can overrule a decision and just pick whatever the fuck you want. Just give them a couple, I don't know, kind of like the willpower system. Honestly, I feel like the willpower system should have been that, instead of what it ended up being. I think that would have made for a much better game, and it would have helped with situations like this. It would have helped kind of keep the narration going in a direction, and you do have to choose when you use these things, you know. It wouldn't be like an infinite mechanic, but it would help you kind of keep things making sense with the story. Something like that. This game recommended you play with open results at the beginning, so you're entirely responsible for your decisions. Yeah, but that's fucking boring. I would have hated that. The whole point of a story like this is to unfold it, see where it goes. When you know what's going to happen, that's... Honestly, I probably wouldn't have played. I find that terribly boring. I don't like knowing where the story is going to go ahead of time. I like to experience the story. Nudge it along its little path, which for most of the game worked fantastic. It wasn't until we hit peacetime that it all started falling apart. Let's play again as a noble. I don't know. Oh. Alright. Okay. Father hides his face in his hands. It takes him a while to stifle his silent sobs and muster enough strength to continue.
But enough weakness. It is time to accept the inevitable. The family is gone. We must all seek our own fortunes. I will quit my post at the prefecture and leave Anazot. The city has grown far too unsettled as of late, but if any of you ever want to visit my home, my door will be open to you.
We could do another playthrough. It's an interesting game. You feeling? You think so, Mike? I don't know. I'm just worried I'll feel even more disappointed by it if I do it a second time. I almost feel like I'd rather just have the fond memories of the first half and try and ignore the second half. And still think fondly on the game. I'm worried if I fire it up for a second round, it's just going to disappoint me. Chat's too chaotic. To be fair, the majority of chat's decisions lined up with what I would have chose. There were a couple that went a different direction, but most of them lined up with, or were at least within the ballpark of what I would have chose. I don't know. I'll think on it for a little bit. We might do another one. Either way, I think we need to have a little space between them, just because the very first part of the game is going to be very similar to what it is. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room there, so I feel like we need a little time in between anyway. Maybe that'll settle my steaming, burning ire. We'll see. Yeah, we might. I don't know, maybe it's just the religion path that falls apart this hard. Maybe the other paths are fine. I don't know. We'll see. You leave Father alone with his grief in the sitting room. There is nothing you can do to help him now. You begin to pack your things. It is time to move out of the house that stopped being your home long ago. You will rent a lodging for now, and then you will see what comes next. You hope these guys do another. It's got potential. I agree. I think a little refinement and a little more flexibility in the story options, and that could have immensely helped the game. So I don't think this is a baby with the bathwater situation. I think there was enough great things about this game that with a few refinements, either a sequel or a new story or whatever, they can do this again better, faster, stronger. I think there's a lot of potential here in the way this was all set up and the way it was done. I just think it needs a little less rigidity. Thought that closed results is better, but after playing it several times, you change your mind. You love that Mike's on board. But Mike just wants to see if he can get any incest out of the story. Alright. Maybe. Monka S. A carriage awaits you at the gate. You take one last look at your parents' house. The place that was your home and shelter for so many years. Your childhood games in the garden. Your loud, happy dinners. Your quiet conversations on the porch. The warm embrace of your family. It is time to leave it all behind. You offer your family no farewells as you depart. They are no longer a part of your life. From this day forward, you must fend for yourself. Poverty! We're poverty! We're poor! Oh god, that costs us willpower too. Jesus. Ugh. Family falls apart. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's... You do love a narrative-driven game, so this is up your alley. Oh, fair enough. The Heretic. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Oh, God. Father Ulrich died by your hand. That was a fucking option, huh? I was hoping that would be an option, but apparently we missed our chance. Okay. Well, let's go see how it ends. You have not seen Jean for days. Neither of you have had the courage to speak to the other since the tribunal. She has often been absent from the Inquisition ward lately, which is alarming given that the mere days remain before the Sacred Conclave. You go to a small chapel early in the morning. Inquisitor Ulrich is waiting for you there to discuss the upcoming trial of Patriarch Cassius. You barely have time to greet each other before you hear the heavy footsteps of armed men outside. The doors fling open and Jean enters the chapel accompanied by champions of the faith. She is holding a scroll bearing the seal of the Grand Inquisitor. Inquisitor Ulrich, in the name of the Twin Gods, you are hereby accused of aiding and abetting the Willist heresy. Like all Willists, you have corrupted our faith and attempted to liken yourself to the gods. You are to appear before the sacred tribunal at once. Follow me. Huh? Cassius, you sly dog. Interesting. Very interesting. I think this is Cassius pulling a power play. Cassius is flipping what he's accused of onto Ulrich. And Ulrich is such a massive son of a bitch, he's gonna have no fucking support. This is a hell of a power play by Cassius. Damn. Damn. You step back from the Inquisitor. Ulrich raises an eyebrow in disdain.
How dare you command me? I abide by the will of the twins and none other.
Yield, Ulrich. The champions of faith draw their weapons and take a step forward. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Oh. Ulrich's voice fills the chapel. He does not yell, but the sound knocks everyone off balance. Oh.
I am will. I am power. I know no obstacles, no restraints. Back away.
His voice vibrates through your body. You are paralyzed with pain. Your bones crack, your muscles convulse. A red haze blurs your vision. Jean and the champions of faith fall to the floor. Well, that would explain why he was so gung-ho on the whole, Inquisition thing. He was hiding a dirty little secret. He's a wizard. Warlock. Warlock. I think warlock is the terminology they're using for male witches. Male magic wielders.
I am leaving Anazat. Do not try and find me.
Ulrich's words echo endlessly in your head. In your last moments of consciousness, you see him dash out of the chapel. After a while, you come to your senses. The champions of faith gingerly help each other up, still dazed. Jean approaches you and offers you her hand. I'm sorry for keeping this a secret from you. I suspected from the beginning that something was wrong with Ulrich, but I only recently found out about the teachings of the Willists. And then it all made sense. I spent the last few days gathering evidence. The Willist heresy is among the most heinous teachings I have ever heard of. Once a person decides to submit exclusively to the will, forsaking love and law, he becomes a monster drunk on power. Few things are more dangerous than this. Captain Agaranim, tell your men to stand down. There is no point in searching for Ulrich. He has already left Enizon. We should focus on the Patriarch. In hiding. Well, interesting. Sorcerer? I think they haven't really referenced the male side of magic users much, even though we ran into one, but they were still called a witch at the time. So maybe witch is just a catch-all term for a magic user. It's possible. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Ulrich left Magra and was forced to hide from the Inquisition. Okay. "8 years have passed since your return to Enizat. For 8 years you have served as an Inquisitor. For 8 years you have struggled, facing trial after trial. The young seminary student is no more. Only the you of today remains. All your actions, all your decisions have led you to this moment. There is no more time for investigations and interrogations. You have done all you could. Today, on the eve of the Sacred Conclave, will you be able to stop Cassius on his way to the Patriarchate? Or will you have to step aside and bear witness to his victory?" Need more Inquisition power, right? or evidence. And let's see, overthrow new faith persecuted, or can't. Tolerance of faiths is not high enough. Father Leonard is penance. What the fuck does that mean? Wait for the cock. Let's just go see what happens. Let's just go watch. Let's see. We're not gonna get involved. You are painfully aware of your failure. You did your utmost, but your efforts proved insufficient. Thou can become a witch? Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Tomorrow, Cassius will enter the temple by the Silver Tree once more. Once more, the clergy will grovel before him. Once more, the twins will gaze upon him, and the heretic will speak to them on behalf of his flock. Nothing will stop him. Wrath of the Gods. Okay, this is getting good. You'll get the logs ready for the fire. Okay. Accompanied by Jean, you approach the temple of the Silver Tree. The square is full of people. You hear cheers, the din of the crowd, and applause. Today is the day of the Sacred Conclave. The nobility, clergy, and common folk tirelessly support the current patriarch with cheers and ovations. You and Jean have to force your way through the crowd to reach the temple's gates. It seems nothing has changed, Butterball. Everything is just as it was 8 years ago. Her words sound bitter. You have no reply for her. Before entering the temple, you touch the trunk of the tree. As usual, it is shockingly cold. There are over 100 people in the temple. All the clergy of Magra is gathered here, from the abbots of Magra's main temples to traveling preachers. Most of them wear the black robes of the old faith. In the far corner of the temple, you can see several priests of the new faith, but they are few and kept to the side. You and Jean take your places in the first row. People glance at you with distrust and contempt. When Cassius enters the temple, the gates are locked. Everyone falls silent. Looking at him, you can hardly recognize the man who became Patriarch 8 years ago. His forced humility has given way to self-assurance. His voice has become sterner and more severe. The people stand to greet the Patriarch. The white-clad priests of the new faith rise last. The Patriarch greets the audience with a dignified bow, and everyone takes their seats. Cassius slowly ascends the stairs to the altar of the twins and kneels before their images. The words of his prayer echo throughout the temple.
O heavenly lords, givers of life, the younger, defender of the world, judge and counselor, the elder, the spirit of truth and love, filling all with your presence, we humbly abide by your law and by the 3 lots of Isacius. May the righteous attain eternal bliss, and may the sinners suffer retribution without mercy. Before your gaze, I hereby relinquish my authority as Patriarch. Allow your children to elect another to take my place.
The air feels heavy, as though it is pressing down on you. The people remain motionless, holding their breath. An incredible, all-consuming silence falls over the room. In the silence, you can hear the faint patter of footsteps across the temple. The moment slowly passes, the illusion fades, and the air becomes light again. A staff taps against the tiles. Abbot Leonard approaches Cassius. You see despair in his eyes.
We have seen their sign. The twins are with us now. I, Father Leonard, abbot of the temple by the silver tree, declare the sacred conclave open. Father Cassius, would you please join the rest?
The cup is full of white stones. An apostate will become Patriarch of Magra. You feel so powerless, it makes you slightly ill.
Then let the will of the sacred conclave be done beneath the watchful eye of the twins. Father Cassius shall be our Patriarch. He shall be our voice before the twins, and our mentor in this worldly realm. Before the image of the gods, I hereby accept the burden of the Patriarchate of Magra.
Cassius turns to face the images of the gods. Some priests rise from their seats and form a defense wall around him. This is not part of the ceremony. Uh-oh. What are they do? You hear the wrathful voice of Cassius above the confused murmur.
So hear my voice, O gods, and in my voice hear those who follow me. I, the Patriarch of Magra, speak on behalf of my congregation. From here to eternity, we reject your absolute will, your cruel love, and your merciless law. You have no more power over us. Your chains and your lashes are no more. You will quit this world at once.
Well, shit's going down. You what?
The agitated murmur turns to angry shouts, while the priests loyal to the Patriarch repeat his words as though they were a well-known prayer, their chorus drowning out all other sounds.
Listen, proud gods, repeat after me. People, your power is no more.
Father Leonard.
Stop, you fool! Be silent! Repent your blasphemy! You will bring their wrath down upon you!
That sounds like wrath! You must stop this sacrilege before it is too late. With Jean by your side, you try to make your way to the Patriarch, but suddenly the ground shudders beneath your feet. Unable to keep your balance, you fall to the floor. The walls of the temple are shaking. The lustrous decorations and heavy holy vessels come crashing down upon the priests' heads. You hear screams as the ground continues to rumble. The air is thick again. You cannot breathe. The earth shakes once more. The flames of the candles rise to the ceiling, then fall in a fiery rain that washes over the mutinous priests. Cassius is blazing like a torch. The glare is blinding. Fiery flashes fall upon the Patriarch one after another. His frenzied cries now screams of agony. The wrath of the gods knows no mercy. The burning figures tear around the temple in an attempt to save themselves. But there's no salvation for them. Retribution is inevitable. Such is the law of the younger. Tears stream down Jean's face. She is kneeling in the middle of the crumbling temple, offering prayer to the twins. You close your eyes and bow before their will. Gee! We did it! We fucking died! Local twins too dumb to understand intent. Accept true death. Your earthly life is over. You leave the world forever and face the judgment of the twins. Do we actually get a legit judgment? Let's find out. Oh boy. This is gonna be great.
Neither side could overcome the other. The fire of the revolt could not be extinguished. The province, and then the whole empire, fell on troubled times.
Outcome of the revolt. For years after your death, Anazat continued to simmer like a cooked pot over a slow flame. The powerlessness of the simple folk, unable to change the old order, gradually gave way to rage. Finally, this anger became stronger than their age-old submission to the higher estate and their fear of divine retribution. This rage was the spark that lit the fire of the revolt. The rebels took up arms and seized the city for themselves, led from the shadows by the last straw. When the moment of truth came, there was no soul in Anazat strong-willed enough to spearhead the raging revolt. The opposing factions soon reached a stalemate in which neither side could prevail completely. Hooray for indecisiveness and no ending! Anazat refused to surrender, but after a prolonged siege, Gaius Tempest finally broke the city's defenses, and the Legion entered the rebellious city of Anazat. The insurgents fled, the mobs disappeared from the squares, and the streets. The leaders of the revolt were hanged. Oh, never mind. That sounds pretty, pretty decisive. But the city's capture made even more trouble for the Overseer. The unrest was beaten down but not suppressed completely. New riots followed one by one as the common folk. The new faith priests and many nobles of the mantle continued to wage a desperate struggle against the old authorities. Gaius Tempest responded to the seething rebellion with more executions and threats, but dissent continued to grow. As the unrest of the city smoldered, the rest of the Empire eventually caught wind of the Anazat revolt. Near Magrin towns and villages saw their first riots soon after. Chaos began to spread across the Empire. The Empire responded to the enduring turmoil with ruthless action, but even after several villages and towns were drowned in blood, the riots only intensified. The dominance of the Emperor and his dynasty began to wane. Power struggles broke out between the powerful nobles in the capital. Then, a shocking event shook the Empire to its core. Emperor Uther II was found dead in his palace, never to be reborn. His heirs, Gerion and Flavius, both disappeared without a trace. With no one to take the throne, the noble dynasties accused one another of plotting against the Tempest's rule. Feuds and internecine strife became commonplace. And so began an age of anarchy, a time of massacre and riots, conflict and bloodshed, chaos and unrest. There were no winners in this war of all against all. Only survivors. The Empire entered a dark and terrible age. We did this! This was us! We did this! This was our fault! Hooray! Holy shit. Feels good. This is what we wanted, chat, a clusterfuck. True, you guys were trying for a clusterfuck, and damn it, you got it. You guys got it. Voice of Murder is satisfied with this outcome. Yeah, we basically created Mad Max. What became of you? Oh, you have made your last and most important choice. Was your death worth it? Could you have chosen a different path? Either way, there is no going back. Your fate is sealed. There is no returning from the hereafter. And so you bid farewell to your mortal life. Everything you fought for, everything you strove for, all that is behind you now. You're on your way to the Shining Pillar to await judgment of the twins. You can no longer change the world's destiny, but the choices you made and the deeds you did have left an indelible mark. The world will remember the life and suffering of Butterball Brante. True death. The hour of your death has come. Your soul has left your body, never to return. Well, they both seem very nice and happy to see us. You are taken to the peak of the Shining Pillar. Every moment separates you more and more from the mortal realm. The link that once bound you to it is gone forever. Sup, Scrufflebutt? You look up to see two divine visages watching you intently. The elder twin gazes upon you, full of sorrow and compassion. The younger examines you dispassionately, seeing your every act and thought. You have ascended from the mortal realm. From here, you are but one step away from partaking in eternal bliss atop the peak of the Shining Pillar. But first, you must be judged by them. Just as every other soul born in this world has been judged since time immemorial. Only their judgment can decide whether you deserve to remain atop the peak or be hurled down to the foot. We're going down to the foot, chat! We are out of here! You stand before the twins. Your very essence is laid bare before them. All the secrets of your inner self revealed in full. Your soul is like an open book to them, one that preserves the story of your entire life. You lie prostrate before the gods. The time has come to take responsibility for your mortal life. And the elder twin asks,
Are you thankful to the gods for the life you lived?
Your life was your life. Honestly, yeah, you know. Dude, honestly, I mean, it's either this or you were calm. Butterball? How can the twins judge you poorly? You must ascend. I'm glad it's over, honestly. Question, you're getting a Switch. Should you get Persona or the Resident Evil 3 pack? Well, I have no idea. I haven't played either. Well, we cast the entire world into ruin, chat. We destroyed our family. We freed a bunch of witches. I think this is gonna go well for us. I think we're gonna get an express ride straight to the bottom. They hear your answer. Compassion and remorse fill them, immeasurably deep eyes of the elder twin. He turns to face his divine brother, who returns his gaze with an expression of stern remorse. Oh. The elder twin asks once more.
What was your life to you?
Ah, jeez. Despair, hardship, and grief sounds about right. Struggle, toil. I wonder if these have any actual impact. Someone pick one or two. Please and thank you. One or two. We've picked a lot of twos today. Let's go with a oneer. I pick one. Suffering, toil, extremely diligent. Diligently doing your duty. I think either empathy or struggle, maybe? Toil. No, we did not toil. We did not toil very well. We did toil, but it was all for naught. Empathy. You change him and they change you. I mean, we did have one good one. We had Thomas, right? Thomas worked out nicely. And Thomas is living a very happy life. And Gloria, even if it was only for like 2 days, was a branch accepted by the family before the family disintegrated. You like empathy? Yeah, I think empathy is the one we're gonna go with. Struggle, definitely, yeah. I feel like these are definitely the right two. I feel like empathy's... I think we'll go with empathy. Might as well. The elder twin bows his head wearily, considering a response, but the stern visage of the younger already looms above you. Hey, how you doing? Human, by the name of Brant, what did you live for? Oh, other people, I guess, technically. Power. Oh, we never had power, Raider. We were powerless the whole time. The younger's gaze lingers on your bare, defenseless soul. The divine figure continues its stern interrogation. What did you leave behind? Oh. Is chaos an option? Where's chaos? Where's chaos? Well, we definitely did this, but not in a good way. History of the Empire, your chief. Nothing. We nothing. We left nothing. Well, technically we didn't leave no mark, but the mark we left isn't an option, so. Let's just go with nothing. You left nothing. Yeah. The younger twin now moves towards you with clear intent, poised to render his judgment, but the elder twin restrains his brother with a gesture. A divine voice fills you once again. Did your life make the world be made better, more perfect? Well, I mean, they can see the truth. There's no point in lying now. What terrible place it was before. You failed to change the fate of the world for the better. Plead ignorance. Plead ignorance. It did not become better. It could, oh, God. I mean, we tried our best. It just didn't work out. It is, alright, we'll be honest. God damn it. Ignorance. The younger twin is silent, his eyes two swords piercing your soul. The elder twin speaks to you again. But you already know the question. The very same question that caused you so much suffering shortly before your true and final death. What determined your destiny? Oh, God, Me. Me. Myself. Technically, by the soul of a man named Brant lies prostrate at your feet. You have witnessed his entire life, known his every act, seen his every thought and desire. No other soul could ever walk the same path. So many difficult choices, so many emotions, so much pain. Another soul awaits your judgment. You know no mercy, nor does your brother. Every mortal must walk the path chosen for him to the very end. Those who abide by the precepts set forth by you and your brother shall return to you and become a part of you. Those who reject you shall know the eternal suffering of oblivion. Where does the man named Butterball Brante belong? God damn it, they would make me fucking choose, wouldn't they? They would make me choose, wouldn't they? I mean, technically, foot, suffer. Well, technically, we are the twin right now. They switch perspective. We're no longer Butterball. We are now the younger twin. Peak? Well, I guess it depends. We were going new faith, right? New faith means we reject the lots, we try and usher in the new faith. So technically, this is us deciding... So instead of the game giving you a hard line, new faith, old faith, which one's right, which one's wrong, it lets you choose which one's right at the end. Everything with the best of intentions. We did everything with the best of intentions. I mean... And again, what's paved with intentions? Good intentions? Go to heaven, he suffered in it. We did ultimately live by our lot. We suffered like hell, chat. Alright, what do you guys think? We'll put it up to one last vote. The end of the game. Here it is. 1 or 2. Peace or despair? We got into this shit show by a vote. We will end this shit show via vote. You've paid the price. Okay, 1 it is. Hey man, he needs to meet his mom again, Drew. You gingerly grasp the fragile soul, lift it up, and turn your face to your elder brother. You lift your sword. Your brother stands with arms akimbo, ready for the blow. The blade slices through his chest. Blinding light gushes from the gash. You bring the minuscule soul to your brother's chest, and it dissolves in the stream of shimmering luminescence. A tiny fragment of your shared creation has rejoined the whole. The man named Brant is no more. There is only the eternal fount, in which he now abides. Holy shit, the nihilists were correct. Wow. The nihilists were correct. His mom is in hell. It turns out, Mark and, well, no, not Cassius. The nihilist. Yeah, apparently Mark was correct. There is nothing but becoming one of the whole when you pass. Interesting. So in the end, neither the new faith nor the old faith was correct. They were both wrong. Very interesting. Chronicle of the Life of Butterball. We met Thomas! Hooray! The only good thing that came out of all of this. This here is the point where come on. This here was the no, where is it? This here, right there, that's where it all fell apart. It is all over. Fun! Indeed. Alright, chat, now that it's almost 9 p.m., today was a long stream. Today was a very long stream. I think it's time for me to go. I'm hungry. Just simply been, do you regret it? Yeah, I think that would have been a better choice. It was up for Fall Guys. Not me, I gotta go get food. I need food. Ugh. Need Butterball too. We might revisit this in a little bit. I definitely need some time away from it, though, to let it settle in and to forget everything that happened. That way a second playthrough is a little less familiar. We might revisit it. I will leave the option on the table for now. It is a solid maybe.